Yeah. Hey, it's the Redeye Stream 115. President Trump pulls the plug on some would call the disastrous Iranian deal. First, the libertarian in me is saying, good. Non-interventionalism is a great thing. We shouldn't tell them what to do anyway. Fuck off, mind our own business. Then a little bit of sanity creeps in, and I don't necessarily want Iran to have nuclear weapons so they could, I don't know, wipe Israel off the face of the earth. What say my panel of experts? We got the crazy cat man, common sense guy, a man who believes he is a dragon, memes of destruction, and my wonderful co-host, the cunt of all cunts, 40 ounce. What's up, guys?
Well, that went well.
I'm doing well. I'm doing awesome.
That was my attempt at a spur-of-the-moment Eldritch God style opening. I don't know. We'll work on it. But no, seriously though, Donald Trump pulled the plug on the deal Obama was going to base his legacy on. That's really that and the healthcare. That's what he was putting all his eggs into those two baskets for the legacy of his presidency. Now that Trump is, I don't know, killing everything Obama ever did, what will he be remembered as? A failure? Just a footnote in history? The first token black guy president? I mean, really.
I think that sometimes people will look over and see his picture on the wall, and that's about it.
I think, if anything, if folks are going to remember something, they will remember the president's abs. Because of that photo shoot back on Hawaii, when he first got in, when he was going on vacation, they're like, look at the chiseled president stuff. And regardless of what happens, yeah, he was the first African-American president. Absolutely. But one of the things I got to bring up is just like Kanye, even he was saying, he's like, the man had to be fucking perfect. Like, he couldn't do anything wrong. And I'm just like, well, no. I mean, even he smoked and stuff. He even said he probably still smokes butts and shit like that. I mean, President of the United States, if he's a smoker, I want him to fucking crank one before he's making life or death decisions and shit like that. I don't want to be stressed. Oh, absolutely, man. I get that. But here's the thing. There was an unbelievable burden put on him. There were many folks that literally thought the dude was going to be the fucking messiah and solve the world. But it's just like, he's just a fucking man. He could only do so much. And I do believe the dude tried and everything, but all I'm going to say is, does anyone ever remember when President Obama was actually mad? Think about that.
No.
Mad with power or just mad in general? When did you see the dude get angry?
I say he was mad as a fucking hatter. I say he was batshit crazy. Every time he mentioned gun control, gun sales skyrocketed through the damn roof.
He was the number one gun salesman in America, yeah.
He was. And he came from an area of Chicago where the gun violence is at its worst. And he ran as a Democrat. And he gave no solutions. He didn't help the inner city communities. He didn't do any of that. And that's what he could have been remembered for. He could have been remembered as a healer. But he was a divider. And now we're even more divided than ever. I say his legacy is failure.
I would say that his legacy is the fact of, in an English person's view or a foreigner's view looking from the outside in, I'd say that he basically destroyed your economy. He kind of really didn't produce that strength that America is known for, and just brokering the deals that he tried to broker didn't really benefit anybody apart from the people he was trying to broker. And from coming to the point of view of saying, oh, I understand where terrorists are coming from. They're freedom fighters. It's just like, you're the president of the USA about truth and liberty, and you're going on about fucking understanding the premise of terrorism. I think you might have some problems there.
Was he wrong?
Yes. Terrorism is not freedom fighters.
Yeah.
They are fighting for a religious ideology. They're not fighting.
One man's terrorist is another man's freedom fighter, though. I mean, look at look at other terrorist groups, not just religious fundamentalists. They believe they're fighting for freedom. The communist revolution, they believe they were fighting for those ideas, even though they were misguided.
No, they weren't misguided. They were wrong. And they were blinded by the ideology, and they were blinded by their religion.
Okay.
They still weren't fighting for freedom.
Here's a better analogy. The British called the patriots, the colonials, rebels and terrorists.
But they were actually fighting for freedom because they were fighting for their own section of community and land, even though they were trying to say, well, we don't want taxation and everything else like that. They wanted to be separate. Kind of different from fighting from a religiosity point of view, but trying to make your own state from a religion point.
That is true, but the definition of terrorism is violence for political action. You know, you're doing it for a political reason. It doesn't necessarily have anything to do with religion at all.
But you just said that terrorism was to do with religiosity, as in the religious fundamentalists.
Well, they have that, but they're also doing it for political reasons. Politically, they want to set up their own state. Now, that state may be a religious state, but it's still a political state as well.
Yeah, but it's still rooted in... Anyway, it doesn't matter.
To be fair, there was another famous person from the UK who was considered a terrorist.
Son from Scotland. I am William Wallace.
That's all.
See, I thought you were going to say Guy Fawkes.
So did I. I was waiting for a V for Vendetta speech, but he threw out William Wallace. Good job. Nice curveball names.
Yeah. Well, I mean, here's the thing, though. If you want to draw a distinction between terrorism versus freedom fighters, I mean, you know, the whole typical, first of all, you know, the Victor Wright's history and whatnot, but terrorists don't often go on the offensive if you're talking about, like, if you're talking about religious reasons. Like, for instance, you know, they go out and kill the kafir wherever you might find them. And you have to subjugate people and so on. So, I mean, from that point of view, that would be something that is offensive in a militaristic term. Not a I'm offended, you know, but that is a very offensive movement in a militaristic term. You know, they're out to conquer, they're out to convert. You know, conversion by the sword and whatnot. So that's a very different thing than saying, well, we're being oppressed by this foreign entity. Let's expel them from our borders.
Yeah, I agree with that premise. I can't add to it. I completely and utterly agree with that.
I apologize for derailing the stream.
No. I can bring it right back. All right, so we're talking about bad policies that Obama did. Well, here's the Iranian nuclear deal. What was some of the particulars of the deal, 40, if you want to just go through a few of them?
Well, I mean, first of all, I think this is actually rather an interesting article. This is actually from the New York Times, and the headline reads, well, this is an opinion piece, obviously, but the headline reads, "A courageous call on a lousy Iran deal." So that's rather strange that this opinion columnist is actually coming out in support of Trump, or at least one of his policies, for instance. But where was I? Oh, the Obama administration refused to submit the deal to Congress as a treaty, knowing it would never get 2/3 of the Senate to go along with it. Just 21% of Americans approve of the deal at the time it went through, against 49% who did not approve, according to a Pew poll. The agreement was passed, quote unquote, with the strength of a 42-vote Democratic filibuster against bipartisan majority opposition. So a majority of people in both the government and the populace opposed this bill. Nevertheless, it got the executive order and went through, and the Democrats filibustered, making the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, as it's officially known, or the Iran deal for short, basically making this document go through. It's a legal tender, so to speak, and in the process, we sent them some legal tender. What was it, memes for $5 billion that we sent them?
Oh yeah, between 2 to 4 billion cash.
Okay, 2 to 4 billion cash is what we sent them.
Yeah, but let's be fair. They freshly printed that cash. It came from thin air, fiat.
Does anyone else remember back to Glenn Beck when he's like, here's what $1 million looks like stacked up in crisp $100 bills. And he went all the way up to $1 trillion.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
It is. Yeah. But here's a nice summary. So the goal of this deal is to put Iran's rulers to a fundamental choice. They can opt to have a functioning economy, free of sanctions, open to investment, at a price of permanently, verifiably, and irreversibly foregoing a nuclear option and abandoning their support for terrorists. Or they can pursue their nuclear ambitions at the cost of economic ruin and possible war, but they're no longer entitled to Barack Obama's sweethearted deal of getting sanctions lifted first, retaining their nuclear options for later, or sponsoring terrorism throughout.
Yeah, it sounds like he's just trying to destroy their economy to get them to negotiate a better deal.
Yes.
Well, okay, and this is what I said on Twitter right after I heard about it yesterday. And I quote myself. I'm like, okay, so President Trump drew a hard line with North Korea. It seems that has worked. Will it work with Iran? I don't know. All we can do is wait and see. Do you think, though, because now we're on the show, we get to speculate. This is what we get to do. Do you think it's going to work? I don't necessarily think it'll work the same way it worked with North Korea. North Korea had 60 years of this bullshit. Their people are starving to death. Iran is not necessarily the same situation. And Common Sense Guy, what do you think first? Lead off.
Well, I was going to answer your premise with an actual question, to be honest with you. And it's a case of, what do you think that Donald Trump's actually trying to achieve? Do you think that he's trying to impose sanctions on to get Iran to stop the idea of terrorism? Or do you reckon that it's to do the actual point in which he says it is, and to stop them from having a nuclear option on nuclear weapons? Because those two things are very different and can be classed as the same thing. Because Donald Trump's always said that the deal was bad because he always felt that it was money going into funding terrorism. So surely that still has the same principle in his head.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, okay. So they do fund terrorists. It's Hamas, and there's also, they are directly linked to Syria, which, depending on who you talk to, the Syrian government itself is a terrorist organization. I don't necessarily feel that way. I think we should just leave sovereign nations alone, especially ones backed by, Russia. But anyway, I digress a little bit.
Yeah, that's very libertarian of you, MD. And hey, we would expect nothing less. Will it work? Here's the thing. I still remember back a number of years ago, I was either towards the end of President Obama's first term or beginning of the second, the folks in Iran were rioting. They were rebelling. There were many people there asking for help. And President Obama, he hesitated because, to be fair, at that point, he would have to commit to the overthrow of the Iranian regime. He didn't seem willing to do that. Was it a smart thing? I have no fucking idea. Historically, that seems like a pretty smart thing, at least getting involved. But if the folks actually want, and here's the difference between North Korea and Iran. In North Korea, if the people are starving, here's the thing. Yeah, you might think they'd want to overthrow, but dude, if you've ever been hungry for an extended period of time, dude, you don't have a lot of energy. If the folks in Iran are well fed, they actually have the ability to institute change, whether it's at the polls, whether they're trying to overthrow their entire government or something. They actually have the ability to do that there, because the folks in Iran, they really ain't much different than us over here in a lot of ways and stuff. I go back to Chef Anthony Bourdain. When he went over to Iran and he went over there and he sampled the food, I was watching that episode. I'm like, you know what? If I give up booze, I can do this. I'm like, I could live there. So that's me.
That actually was a really good episode. I like that one a lot.
Okay, Memes, I want to pose you a question then. Because what you're talking about is Obama should have helped those people uprising. Well, I pose to you this. The whole world was against Russia when they did the exact same thing to Crimea. There was a portion of Crimea, pretty much all of that area of the Ukraine, that wants into Russia. They are Russian born. They speak Russian. They don't really feel represented. And he annexed it. We all shouted foul. How dare you? Isn't that what we would be doing kind of to Iran by funding an uprising that even worse than that, actually, because they knew the results of their actions. We have no clue what's going to happen in Iran. Why should we stoke a fire that we should have nothing to do with?
What was it a incorrect action? I get this. It's war. It's people are dying. My premise for this would be, I thought Crimea was about 97% or 90% of them identified as Russian. They had a referendum. It received over 90% support to leave the Ukraine and go to Russia. I mean, if that's the will of the people, then it's tough to argue against the will of the people.
But the whole world did. The UN was shouting fucking foul. You know what I mean?
Well, is the Ukraine part of the EU?
Is it? I don't know.
Sorry, what?
Oh, is the Ukraine part of the EU, CSG?
Yes.
So they lost a warm water port and a bunch of territory.
No, because Russia's still part of the European Union as well.
What?
Sorry?
Russia's part of the EU?
Yes.
What?
Yeah, how do I not know this? 40. Did you know that?
No, they're part of NATO. Sorry. They're part of NATO.
Wait, no. Oh, wait, the Ukraine? Because NATO exists because of Russia.
Yeah, the Ukraine are part of but Russia is not. They're part of NATO.
No, I was not the UN. I'm talking about the EU,
Russia's
like
not part of NATO. Union. Russia is definitely not a part of NATO.
So Ukraine has something. Check that. Ukraine. Let me see. Relations between the European Union and Ukraine are shaped through the Ukraine-European Union Association Agreement, also by the Eastern Partnership and the European Neighbor Policy. EU is seeking an increasingly close relationship with Ukraine, going beyond cooperation and to gradual economic integration. Okay, so it doesn't seem as though they're part of the EU, but they do want a quote-unquote gradual economic integration and a deepening of political cooperation.
They're not an official member yet, so okay.
They're part of the Eastern Bloc, which is classified as the Eastern Bloc as the whole membership. That's why.
So they're kind of like Romania.
Yes, they're exactly the same as Romania.
Okay. So they would have similar complaints as some in Romania.
Yes.
Okay. And they would have certain benefits. So if the United Nations was going absolutely nuts, and a number of the folks in the UN happen to be part of the EU, wouldn't it be in their self-interest to maintain Crimea?
Not necessarily. It depends on what they want to do with Russia, because Russia is not part of the EU.
Ooh, here's the thing. You're correct about the bloc. However, Ukraine is not part of the bloc.
Oh, okay.
So technically, Ukraine. They may have relations with the EU, but they're technically not they're not necessarily de facto part of the EU.
It kind of sounds like 40. They're a block outside the block.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. No, that's actually. Yeah, that's actually a pretty good way of putting it. Yeah, Kiev is not necessarily part. They have relations with EU, but it's nothing that's solidified.
Okay, but to get back to Iran, would it have been a good idea for Obama to stoke the flames there? At the time, I said no, and I kind of stand by myself 3 years ago on that one. I don't think it was a good time to stoke the flames in Iran, because you don't know how it's going to turn out, just like every other fucking thing we did. Look at Iran in the 70s. We propped up somebody, and that's why the Ayatollah came to power to begin with. I mean, it's just a bad idea to fuck with them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think the problem is that you're propping up a regime that says, yes, we'll be your friend, but I mean, religiously and ideologically, I mean, these people are they're theocrats, really. It's a theocratic power that's taken hold of Iran. And so, of course, I mean, I don't know. What did you expect? That's one of my opinions why we should just stay out of the region. You know, it's a region in which the West is clearly not welcome. So why bother even going there?
Is there something inherently wrong with a theocracy?
Well, I don't know. It depends.
I would say yes. I'm an individualist. Like, you know my argument against all that.
Oh, no. That's fair. That's fair, dude. I hear you. But it's just, even I remember when I was going to school, they were going over like the different types of governing states, and theocracy was like one of them. And I'm just like, if that's what the people of that nation want, I mean, again, it's tough to argue with the people.
You want to know how much of a cunt I am, memes? This is how much of a cunt I am. When I play Civ, I've never even played as autocracy or the other fucking one. I always play as the freedom branch when you get to that point. Always, no matter what.
Yeah, me too, actually.
Yeah, that's how much of a cunt. I won't even fuck around with that. And look, if you look at the bonuses, because I'm playing domination right now, where I'm trying to take over the whole world, and that's how you end the game. I should choose one of those ones. It boosts all your military up. But I'm like, nope, fuck off. I'm not doing it.
Well, in all fairness, you probably should choose communist if you aren't going to go for a world domination victory. Just throwing that out there.
Well, but by playing the autocrat and basically achieving world domination faster, wouldn't that teach you about how certain folks would do certain things?
Well, I suppose. But I mean, I don't know. I suppose it all, I don't know. It goes back to Hobbes and Rousseau. I mean, if the people want a theocracy, if the populace wants a theocracy, then I mean, why should another nation say no to that? I don't know. This is for greater minds than mine, I suppose.
Well, that's why I was asking the question, because I don't fucking know.
No, to move this all along away from Civ 5 and move it forward a little bit. All right, so Trump kills the deal. Will his hardline stance with Iran, 1, cause war, or 2, end up like it looks like the Korean Peninsula is? Defusing, everybody's backing down, we're all on the same level here. You fuck around North Korea, you're dead. You know it, we know it. Let's end it. Will Iran back down in that type of situation? Iran was the Persian Empire, people, right? They have a long and rich history of almost having world domination themselves. They're not going to just take this shit, all right? It's not their culture to just take this shit.
Well, what can they do, though, Matt Dodge? What can they do against it?
Yeah, because North Korea
they can shut down the Strait of Hormuz? They can shut down the strait for all the oil traffic, and they can shoot down American ships, and they could harass American maritime traffic. That's what they can do, and they can do it well. Okay. They've proven that. They have stormed American ships.
But the thing is, though, Mad Dodge, if they do that, it will be an open declaration of war. And if they do that, I think America will, I don't know, not worry about shit, as in their history dictates. Or do you think that they'll try and provide more sanctions to them? Because I'm kind of leaning for the first one, that's what would happen if they were to take direct action against the Americans.
Yeah. Well, I mean, here's the thing. I don't think what Trump is trying to do with this deal, or rather, by nullifying the deal, I should say, by nullifying the Iran deal, I don't think he's trying to actually start a war or any kind of conflict. He's just trying to prevent the Iranians from developing a nuclear bomb, some kind of nuclear weaponry. I think that's just the ultimate goal. Because, I mean, realistically, if you want to talk about a conventional warfare, Iran isn't a threat at all. Even if you want to hypothetically say, oh, well, they'll be backed by the Russians. Even then, I doubt they're a threat. I mean, hypothetically, who would we have on our side? Israel? Saudi Arabia?
Well, okay, you have a point. It would be Israel, Saudi Arabia, probably. I don't know. Is it Qatar or Qatar this year? They changed the name of it. I don't fucking know.
Qatar. I'm not sure.
But
I'm pretty sure it's Qatar.
MC in the chat, Mad Dodge, you're way too simplistic with this. Okay, and then he follows that up with saying hi to Jensen, and then going bomb, 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 Iran. I'm simplistic.
No, that's a quote from one of our friends.
Oh yeah, his favorite senator in the whole wide world. Yeah,
John McCain.
Yeah, these things. Well, let's since MC is currently micless, let's look at it from a negotiation standpoint. Based upon Donald Trump, what has he done? He's gone in there. He pretty much said what he was going to do. He basically gave himself a target date of, I believe, the 12th on, was it yesterday or whatnot? He basically nixes the deal ahead of schedule and says, we're going to institute harsher sanctions. So it literally looks like Bibi Netanyahu, who goes up there with his whole CD Act, his blank papers and stuff like that. It appears that even if that was the most over-the-top sales pitch to the president of the United States ever, it appears to have worked. Again, it appears to have worked. So what happens? Trump goes out there. Trump is very simple-minded. Trump smash deal. Trump get angrier. The Iranian folks are literally like, say to their own people, oh, we're going to redouble. But publicly, they're like, well, we will work with the other countries and stuff. But the sanctions, even more sanctions to not trade with the United States at this current time, it is strangling their economy so much. And as President Trump started to lay out, if certain U.S. allies continue to trade with Iran, so basically he's giving them the nudge, nudge, wink, wink, we will fuck you over. So he's going to have some other folks hesitate. If at this point he does end up trying to make a deal, if in said deal he does get what he wants, which is basically being able to inspect additional areas that are also military based as well. If he can get what he wants and then he pulls back from those sanctions, maybe even throws them a bone here or there, then he gets enhanced sanctions. Because right now you look at like Netanyahu is like, he's probably like giddy with joy right now. He's like, oh, I got everything I want, even more than I wanted. But then it gets drawn back. Oh, Iran gets something. Blah, blah. But if we end up with stricter Iranian actual inspection terms as far as the agreement goes, is that not something to be played off as a win for each side in some way?
Well, you make a quite a good argument. I think for anybody to come into any sort of negotiations with actually trying to make things work properly, I think in the ideas of negotiations, there's no such thing as a win-win. It's only a case of each side has to give something up. So for negotiations to actually work, it's a case of one side's going to have to give up something, the other side's going to give up something. I don't know what the Americans would end up giving up because they're in a position of power. So as Mad Dodge said before, on the idea of the actual deals itself, not going into military aspects, but in the idea of deals, they will be forced into a corner. When people are forced into corners, they generally fight back. So I don't think that they'll be able to get a win-win deal, so to speak, using that analogy.
Well, and I'm just, well, what's a win? Iran, if they actually get U.S. foreign investment into the country, that sounds like a win for them.
But memes. Benny in Israel wants war. He's wanted war. He's wanted war with Iran for at least 10 years, all right?
Well, that sounds like John McCain.
So you have old Benny over there saying they're doing this, they're doing that. Look, we're striking right around Damascus and Syria because of this, because of that. Israel has become much more of a player in this region than they used to be. They used to be on the defensive. Not anymore, man. They will take Iran out if need be. They don't want to, though. They want their big brother, that lives up on the high hill to come down and beat up the fucking schoolyard bully. I don't want to go beat up their bully. Israel, handle it. Israel, handle it yourself. You said you would. Do it.
So what happens if Trump backs off a bit? If he backs off, he says, Bibi, we're not looking to destroy Iran. If you want to do that, you got to do it yourself. So then all of a sudden, Bibi has to nut up and shut up. And I really don't think he's planning on destroying Iran. That sounds like a popular nationalist
President Mad Dodge would go straight to Israel and say, look, I got your back. You pay us, I sell you whatever you need. You are our ally. You get invaded, we will bolster your troops, but we will not send one American to Iran, and we will not fire one missile. You want to handle it? It's in your neighborhood. Have at it. Go punch the motherfucker in the nose. Or shut the fuck up. That's it. That would be President Mad Dog right there.
Yeah, well, President Mad Dodge, are you not a libertarian?
And that's why I don't want to fucking do it.
What are you talking about? Listen, I'm not going to, because everybody busts your balls. So all I'm going to say is I think that you're engaging in conversation with these people, but would you agree with me and say that foreign entanglements suck?
That's what I'm saying, is I want out of it. Right now, the United States is poised to be the one drug in. If they shut down the Strait of Hormuz, we're going to fire back because that's where all the traffic's going through, and we have to. And they're going to do that.
Listen, man. Look. The toughest guy on the playground can only whip so many people's ass. So I was listening to Common Sense Guy before I jumped in. I'm just going to say this. Look, whatever dominance that we have gained as the United States of America, we learned how to gain that dominance through the United Kingdom, and with this Marxist identitarian politics that is coming to the forefront, that is impossible anymore. So, Mad Dodge, wouldn't we be better off to just say, listen, we have a gigantic military. We can crush you, whoever you may be. And they are all now on American soil. Every base across the world, be it Spangdahlem, Germany, wherever, it's all gone. It's closed. And they're all back here spending their money. Look, I could go on and on and on. You dig it? I was going to say Common Sense, but we're not on our show. Mad Dodge, do you dig it? I mean, the thing of it is we need to get away from foreign entanglements in every sense of the idea. And that includes wherever we have bases. I mean, come on. We're either going to take the fucking world over by putting bases everywhere, which seems to be what we're doing, or we're just going to be America and, draw back a bit.
How is telling them to nut up or shut up not drawing back a bit? I'm saying we're not going to freaking play this pussyfoot game.
Nut up or shut up. Okay, what I mean, because I'm listening to all this, dude. I was actually playing music and listening to your stream at the same time. So nut up or shut up. Okay, look. What I mean by this is go away. Nut up or shut up is I don't care what you do. I don't care. Neville Chamberlain was correct.
Well, hold on. We're talking about nutting up and shutting up. So are we just going to fuck off, even though they're funding terrorist groups and capturing our own sailors then?
No.
Yes.
They capture our sailors.
The answer is yes.
And why is that?
Well, what do you mean by that? Put it clearly. If someone is taking sailors from a U.S. ship, well, that's our problem. But if there is some kind of localized skirmish, I certainly hope we win, but I don't think that we should drag it out further than any localized skirmish. So in other words, to put it in layman's terms, if someone attacks us, fine and dandy, Andy. Otherwise, no Gulf of Tonkin bullshit. You don't give me that shit. If someone attacks an American ship, we kill them. Otherwise, we don't do nothing. Maybe just chill.
Non-aggression pact.
Non-aggression. Yeah, thank you.
No, I totally agree. But I mean, when you're talking about them funding ambiguous groups that are literally spread throughout the world that are recruiting people online, radicalizing.
Oh, I don't think you were talking to me because I didn't talk about funding anybody. So what did you say? You weren't talking to me. You said when I talk about.
No.
I thought we were talking in reference to Iran still.
So to be clear, and I will shut up now. To be clear, no funding of anything. No nuclear, nothing with anyone, no giving money to anyone until every fucking American citizen has a home, has a place to live, feels like they're part of the system. There's no none of this shit that we're dealing with now because people are unemployed and want to focus their energy somewhere that it is not needed to be focused upon. When all that's done, then we help people. Is that what you're saying, 40 ounce? Because other than that, unless all of our problems are solved here on American soil, well, then maybe. But other than that, I don't. All of this shit that I see going on right now, I would like to see President Trump.
All right.
Wait, what just happened?
No, he cut out right as he was finishing on President Trump. Oh no, his internet crapped out. But yeah. No, it really seemed like no. I get what you were saying, 40. But my question to you is, well, why are those things a problem? Like, why are those things are happening? Why are they giving money to terrorist groups?
Well, the thing is that first of all, we shouldn't have made the Iran deal in the first place, because I mean, hypothetically speaking, there is a good chance that those billions of dollars went right back into terrorist cells that Iran is funding, and there's a pretty good chance that those were paying people to get to Europe to literally lay truck of peace.
But 40, here's the thing. It was such a large amount. We couldn't just Western Union it. The fees would be immense.
No, I understand, but I'm saying we shouldn't have given them that money in the first place.
What groups do you think they're funding? Because as far as I know, they're funding groups like Hamas, who are targeting Israel, which is why I say Israel and Benjamin Netanyahu. I did it. He should handle it. He has said he's going to handle it. He has threatened to handle it. I say let him handle it. Well, why is that? Go ahead.
Well, they're funding not Hezbollah.
Go ahead, you're gonna be anti-Semitic. Hey, Mad Dodge. Say 'twas two fluters who tooted a toot. No, it just say BB. Just say BB, Mad Dodge, because it won't make you sound anti-Semitic. So just say BB. You have to say Netanyahu or nothing else. Come on, that's it. What? I fucked it all up.
I thought you just said what any Southern boy.
Destruction.
I don't know what's going on. But I was. Oh god. Well, first of all, they're I believe they're funding an Al Qaeda affiliate or something like that in Yemen. I believe they're funding. You said Hezbollah. There's fuck. What was the other one? It was like fucking Al Shababi or fucking A. Their names are so strange and I can't fucking say them. They're funding terrorist groups in Somalia for sure. But I mean, they're funding groups that have made attacks on
Boko Haram. They're funding Boko Haram as well.
Boko Haram, yeah, that's one of them that they're giving funding to.
Just to jump on what you're saying very, very quickly, you are absolutely correct that Iran are funding terrorism. That was the reason why they were put onto the so-called Muslim ban. They were the first name on the list, and yet Obama put that list together. Now, if you're going to say that we were funding them, yeah, fair enough. People were funding them. The point is, though, that if you take the money away, Iran themselves are still funding them. All you're doing is taking our money away. You're still funding the terrorists. They are still funding the terrorists in general, because that's what it is. Now, if you agree with the premise in general that they are funding even a small amount of terrorism, for instance, funding the terrorism just in Israel, if you let them have a nuclear deal where they are allowed to make nuclear weapons for themselves, do you reckon, as a correlation between those two that we've already talked about, that they might slip some sort of form of nuclear weapon towards a terrorist organization? Just maybe.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Sorry, go on, dude.
No, yeah, I totally agree as well. And that's what I'm saying is we should have never did the deal. I think we should rip up the deal. And I'm waiting to see how it all pans out, really. I'm just saying, though, why not let Israel off the leash, so to say? Let them handle it. They will. They said they would. They're flying modern aircraft. They have nuclear weapons. They could do whatever they can handle it. It's a regional conflict. We don't need to be in it.
Genocide.
Can I actually make a different point?
One nuke, let me say something real quick here, Mad Dodge. Yeah, they could handle it with nukes. But one nuke, and the whole thing goes up. The whole balloon goes up. It's not going to stop with one nuke from frickin' Israel.
No.
Yeah, and I mean
everybody else would.
Yeah, I mean, what's funny is that actually I just read an article. I think it was either this morning. Yeah, it was this morning. There was a university that actually quote unquote misplaced a small amount of uranium, and it's not enough to make a nuclear bomb, but it's enough to make a dirty bomb, and that's all it fucking takes.
How did they lose it?
I have
It was
fucking
misplaced.
Like literally, can't you literally take like a Geiger counter and just like follow the path?
I would assume so, but I mean,
it depends if it's in lead. Why it's in lead casing?
Oh, okay. What they're talking about there is a total amount of expected plutonium generation. Okay, it's not all of one sample that they're missing. Okay, it's a total amount that they're missing.
Hashtag not all.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So the worry about that, especially even making a dirty bomb, is not very great, to be honest.
To quickly go back to the point that I was going to make about Israel and Mad Dodge's saying about they can fight their own battles. They can't even fight their own battles versus Palestine. So why would you trust them to be able to fight against another country? And why would you let two countries in the Middle East fight against each other when you could form a peace deal instead?
First off, how the hell are you going to form a peace deal? That's not going to work out. They've been trying that for I don't know how long. Second, Israel can handle Palestine. It's the UN and the United States, to be frank about it, that are holding them back. They could populate that area. They could move the terrorists and put them in prison. And people that want to live side by side could stay. They can't do that, though. No one's going to let them. So
that sounds suspiciously like something that happened in the 30s and 40s.
No, it doesn't. I'm saying the terrorists, the people shooting rockets, should go to prison. The people that want to live there,
those people,
you catch them shooting rockets. Son of a bitch! How do you?
I'm not good at catching rockets.
No, you have police patrolling. How did they identify the IRA members?
By catching them and shooting them.
Well, seemed to work.
Would less dead children be better?
Why are children firing rockets?
I don't know, but it always has a consequence. They seem to be getting killed.
Yeah, I don't really like that argument, to be honest, Memes. It's the same thing that most people on the left would always classify. War always kills children. Yeah, it's kind of to do with war.
I didn't specify a side.
It doesn't matter. Both sides would still have casualties that would affect children.
Well,
it wouldn't matter.
I'm just saying the idea
how do
that
we get a deal?
Can't handle the Palestinian territory. They could have a one-state solution pretty easily, if you ask me. I'm just saying.
But does that mean that they have the right to be able to block out the whole of another state? If you put it into context of what you would always do with the South versus the North, for instance, would that give the right, if the North were militarily superior, to squash the South as a whole sovereignty in itself? I think I remember you saying that it wasn't right them doing that.
No, it wasn't right, but it seemed to work.
Okay, so we'll remember that next time that you bring that up on the South Rise again.
No. Well, it is what it is. It's just, can they do it? Yes, they can, but they're handicapped, and they won't because of their spot on the world stage.
So that's the point, though, Mad Dog. Should they be able to do it?
I don't know.
Why would they do it?
Not my. You know what my point is? It's not my decision to make that choice. I'm not Israeli.
Fine,
they gotta figure it out.
Yeah, but fine. Even using your own premise, though, Mad Dog, it's a case that you would say that it would be a bad thing for the North America to be able to squash the South as it was.
Okay.
And you say that was a very bad thing in general.
And it would be a bad thing for them to crush the Palestinians. But
I support the people in South America of Venezuela.
All I'm saying, though, is if they could do what they wanted, they can handle it, but they can't do what they want. If the United States pulls back and leaves everything alone, they're going to get to do what they want. Is that a bad thing? I don't know. but it's not my
The
fucking
mass
problem.
genocide of people is normally a bad thing.
How is it a mass genocide if you're just arresting or whatever the
Mad
people
Dodge, you're not
shooting?
talking. Listen for just a second. You're not talking.
I'm not
about
talking
just,
about putting stars on their shirt, dude.
I'm not bothered about that either, mate. You're talking about destroying the idea of their statehood. You're talking about the idea of destroying their sovereignty.
The British
idea
did that
of
when
it.
they made the deal.
But was that okay?
Frank?
Was that okay?
I don't know.
No,
but the
it
British
wasn't.
did it.
Okay, if you believe.
So going on what CSG was saying, yeah, should we continue to live in the past?
I don't know.
I don't think he rage quit either. I think it was his phone.
No.
No, it was his
I'm not gonna lie. I came back at the perfect moment though. You were saying, Mad Dodge, can we do it? Yes, we can, but we're handicapped. And I just imagine Bob the Builder in a wheelchair or something.
Oh, I thought you were quoting President Obama.
Oh,
but no, the British drew up the lines. The British made the territory. It's not my fucking fault. I'm not telling them to do that. I'm just
blame
saying
the UK for everything.
Do you want the freaking missiles to stop? There is a way to stop it. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, but I mean, I don't know. The thing is that was almost 100 years ago. You know, when we were drawing lines in the sand, so to speak, and there's no undoing it. So it's an unfortunate reality that we have to live with now. So
not us though. Israel has to live with it, and they have to have a missile defense grid to protect themselves from it. And you're telling me that to take out the criminal element of the area is to crush a whole state. Well, how else are you going to get a one-state solution or even two-state? Can you just separate them, or are they not going to go to war as soon as they have independence? And I also want to point out, who the fuck is Saad Alarmi in the chat? That's a new one. Islam will rule the world. Are you in the right place? I'm just asking.
He's in the right place at the right time, my friend.
Either way, it's a case of you believe in the idea of some people believe in the idea of a two-state system. Some people don't. Some people want Palestine to be their own country. Some people want Israel to be their own country. The only way that you get that is through the fact of either fighting or brokering a peace deal. They're the only two solutions that we're going to be able to have in this instance. But this is talking about the Israel solution when you're trying to say that Israel that can't sort out their own solution should be taking on another country in Iran to sort out the deal that America and Iran have, either a nuclear option.
Oh, that's a fair point. I'm more or less going off of what Benny said about that Iran is funding the terrorists that are bombing them, and they are making nukes, and if they make a nuke, we will bomb them directly, and we will put an end to it. They pretty much said a hard line that shall not be crossed, and I am going by that. So if that's what Israel has said, then we rip up the deal. We take our pieces off the board. We reposition, and we let Israel handle it. Is the point of my argument, I guess.
Bollocks.
Hi, Cabbage.
Hello. Greetings, infidels.
Well, how is it bollocks, though? How, why not they said what they're going to do. Why not let them do?
No, I mean, look, the Middle East. You think you're going to be able to make them make peace? Seriously. If they can't do it themselves, why do you think somebody else can do it for them? It's crazy. People have been trying for a long time. I mean, Britain tried,
Well, what have we
did they really try? I was about to say the same thing. Were they really trying, or were they after a certain commodity? Getting peace, or were they trying to nick stuff?
CSG, how dare you insinuate that certain politicians may have ulterior motives?
Like every political decision doesn't have hashtag not all. Hashtag not all politics. Oh, Jesus. Yeah. I just don't think I don't understand why people think they're going to be able to impose it upon them if they're not willing to adopt it themselves. It just seems kind of foolish. But that's just me.
Yeah. No, there is hope. There is hope, and the reason why I say it is because I've heard stories. Because one of my cousins, he happened to spend about the past 15 years in Lebanon, which not a township or anything. No, he actually lived over there on the northern border of Israel. Over there,
it was choice. It wasn't a crime.
No, okay. My uncle is Lebanese. It's he's a good dude. He's a good dude. I saw him on my cousin's wedding last year. But here's the thing that I learned. He told me a story, man, and I guess he was talking with one of the guys that works like the guard station over there. And maybe I'm taking this from someone else's story, but I like to believe my cousin told me this. But yeah, the two guards there, they're over there. Some kids at one point, they're over there. They kind of get caught. And then all of a sudden, one of the guards goes over to the other dude, says his name. Guy comes over, hands him a butt right across through the fence. If folks see each other long enough, dude, you're human beings. You no longer become just a label.
No. I think we might keep this guy, this Saad Alarmi guy. We soon free Palestine of dirty people. Not we shall soon free. No, we soon free Palestine of dirty people.
Don't hate, dude. English is a complicated language. We can't even speak it right.
That's obviously a fucking troll. No one says "Ooga booga."
I know.
We soon free Palestine. Ooga booga. Yeah, it's like, oh my god.
I know. I like this guy. Good trolling, buddy. Good trolling.
No, that's no. I say that comfortably, knowing that there's a 95% chance that he's fucking with us. Look at this. Israel people, nobody will help you. Only UK bring you to Middle East. Without West help you, will be out Middle East. I mean, come on. No one is that shit at fucking English. Let's be honest.
Well, 40, I don't know. Some people
40,
can be.
40, really? We've heard you read before.
Oh, fuck off. I read just...
Mate, no, I'm serious. This is the reason that we have remedial classes in universities these days, just for English and mathematics. And yeah, they have to do remedial classes because they spent so much time educating children on, gender quotas and things. So they didn't have enough time for mathematics and English.
Can't believe
God forbid you teach anyone something useful.
I love you.
This is a message to all the moderators in the chat. Don't block this guy. This is great. I fully support it.
It almost sounds like a statement that somebody in the nation of Palestine would say.
Yeah, it's nonsense. It's just gibberish, though, isn't it? I mean, that's the problem. And the thing is, it's the same shit as you would get out of any social justice nonsense warrior.
Because he's not happy about bombs going off in his country. Because we don't seem to be happy about it.
Well, joke's on him because it's not his country anymore. So
exactly. See what happens. You see what happens when you think you own a country.
I wonder why people would form organizations to attack those that they view as oppressors.
Exactly, especially when people are. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm with everybody. A little bit of trolling is quite funny, but you literally were just calling him an SJW, and then when somebody pointed out something about maybe there's a reason behind it, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It kind of taking on the same ideologies there. Surely it would be a better idea to take his argument.
It's trolling, and I'm only just I'm just shitting. I mean,
I don't think he is trolling.
Look, if you want to go serious about the issue, we can. I mean, we can go deep with this one, but most of these things still end up, fucking ridiculous.
Most, not all.
Not all, but hashtag not all. So
where do you want to
go with it, Common? No, I mean, Common. I mean, okay, what elements of what I said, did you take particular exception?
I don't take exception to anything that anybody said. All I'm saying is that a minute ago, all of you were saying, let's not be SJW about anything, and then acting like, oh, our arguments are superior, let's not listen to his argument. Even if it is poorly formed.
This is totally a troll. He's subscribed to Thrasher magazine and they have a satanic symbol. Let's be fucking honest here.
Judge a book by its cover.
This guy's fucking.
Oh,
okay. So
maybe don't judge a troll by their name.
yes, this Muslim person that is extremely extremely radical is subscribed to a metal thrasher. Oh yeah, okay.
Everybody loves music.
Yeah, but it has to be the right type of music.
To be fair, we could actually find out right now if MD actually hopped on his statistics. If he had like 0.1% of his subscribers from Palestine, I think he would show up.
I would actually enjoy to see that.
I want to see. I want to see the stats.
God damn.
I need the stats.
Yeah.
To be fair,
No, I understand. I know. I mean, no, common sense. I do understand what you're saying, right? But that's the whole point. We were just fucking around. We weren't doing like a social commentary or whatever. Yeah, I mean, you can deconstruct anything, if you make a joke about something. But apparently you're not allowed to make a joke anymore, which is, again, the SJW thing.
Yeah. I didn't say that you weren't allowed to make a joke. I said be aware of what you're saying and don't be hypocrisy when you're saying it.
But the thing is that when people try and deconstruct a joke, it doesn't make it funny anymore. It doesn't make it not funny when it was said. It makes it not funny when somebody deconstructs it. That's why Samantha Bee's career has gone down the toilet.
I didn't deconstruct your joke. I merely pointed out the hypocrisy in the fucking joke.
But
if you can't handle that, I'm sorry.
If people are still laughing.
No, but that's the point. But the whole point is that the joke can actually be the hypocrisy of the point, right? It's like, like you can actually laugh at yourself. Unfortunately, that doesn't work too well with SJWs because they don't like to laugh at themselves. Because they, the prissy little bitches.
Well,
they don't like to laugh at it. I'd have no problem laughing at myself.
Well, that's
I mean,
fair.
we're British, right?
That's fair, Cabbage. And again, since you're here and you're in good spirits, I feel the need to trigger you, and I must go back to my universal truth number 10. Things tend to come full circle.
Fuck your universal truths and your friggin' regulations and your oversight commissions. Fuck you.
I love you too, Gabby.
All right, there's the void for you. You asked for it. Here's my analytics for the last 28 days. So,
I do want to see this. Hold on.
U.S., U.K., Canada. Hey, Australia.
United Arab Emirates.
Yeah.
4% of your views come from the United Arab Emirates.
What?
That's great. I'm doing good.
You guys love me on this, man.
Oh my God, that's fucking awesome, dude.
That's the thing of beauty.
They love me.
You need to rename your channel Al Shababi. Dude. You might have a rabid fan base on your hands. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. See, this could be another. Oh God, what was the? Well, you said rabbit. The rabid rabbits.
No, I want to point out.
What the fuck? The rabbit
average.
film?
No, average percentage viewed.
Yes, thank you. Watership Down. Good man.
Look at this shit, guys. The average percentage viewed, 15 from the US, 17% from the UK. You guys watch more of my shit, really, than the US crowd.
There you go.
There's just more.
You know why? Because we love a train crash. We love a train crash.
The Canadians are hanging in there. Canadians are ahead of the US, too.
No, you got two major Muslim nations watching your channel. Germany's up there at a 0.3.
That's true, yeah, Germany. Fucking right.
Oh, bloody hell.
See? All right. Got to read between the lines, mate.
To be fair, you've got the Philippines as well, which is completely and utterly Muslim. Well, mostly Muslim. So you got that as well to look forward to.
It's only a matter.
But yeah, there you guys go.
Female genital mutilation is just a wink away.
Was that a winkle or a wink?
I'm not going to specify it. I'm not. I'm not going to indict myself.
Some folks go with the labiaplasty, and that can be my choice.
So, is our new friend a troll or not? is he the one guy from Lebanon watching this shit in a cave? I mean, what? Do they have caves? I don't know.
It doesn't really matter, does it? I think he's fucked off. I think he's fucked off, so it doesn't really matter.
Lucky if he's got a cave. Holy shit.
Oh, he's still here.
He's middle class.
No, he's chilling. Dude, cabbage. I thought you grew up in like a castle. How's a castle different than a cave? You're surrounded by a bunch of rock.
Well, it's true. It was stone. It was granite. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah, but at least it was made. It wasn't hewn.
It wasn't made by Mother Nature.
Yeah, exactly. We had to. Well, it was still
better.
The bits were made by Mother Nature, but we put them together better. Yeah, it looked.
I think you're a liar. I think your house was made by Mother Nature, and it was a hobbit hole.
I wish it was. I love that. I love the hobbit hole. And I did live. I grew up in Lancashire. I was in the Shires, so it would have been perfect for that.
So you are a hobbit.
Yeah, technically, I suppose.
Why did you make CSG an outcast and cash them away?
Why am I an outcast?
Because you're the giant among hobbits.
To be fair, I am 6'3", so.
Oh God.
Yeah. See, hobbit holes don't work too well when you're 6'2".
No.
it's a scale thing. That's all.
They're not too bad when you lay down. It's just when you stand up in the morning.
Horizontal
comes back to Tolkien.
Horizontal is great. No, nobody wants to wake up in the morning with a headache just by getting out of bed.
I've done that.
Ah, yes.
Oh no, I've lived in some places that were like really old, going back to 17th century, and the tiny fucking doors. The amount of times I've definitely given myself effectively a frontal lobotomy. I think.
We always wondered, Cabby. We always wondered.
I know.
So that explains a lot. So Mad Dodge, I heard there was some news going on.
Okay, let's skim over that. No response.
Yeah, no. So, all right. So the next story: British flight attendant claims first-class passengers pay stewardesses for sex.
Oh, you and your fucking stewardesses! What is it with you and the stewardess thing? You're never going to go first class anyway.
You do realize it's British Airways.
To you?
That's right. It's British Airways, yeah. An air hostess from a British airline has lifted the lid on a mile-high bonks, romps, and pilots and celebrity affairs that go on among the glamorous crew. Wishes to remain anonymous. I wonder why.
What? What? She wants to remain what?
Anonymous. Oh, fuck you, Cabbage.
What is anonymous?
Anonymous.
It's like abominous.
You're a dick. All right, that's it. Somebody else read it. I'm done.
All right, give it to me. I'll read it.
I can't see it.
Let me see here. Let me see if I can find it really quick in the.
I got your 40. I'll post it.
Oh, thank you. I couldn't find it on Discord. Oh wait, actually, here it is.
It's so easily triggered nowadays, isn't it? Poor Mad Dog.
This is from Fox News. Oh, it must be true.
Oh.
All right. British flight attendant claims first-class passengers pay stewardesses for sex. An air hostess from a British airline has lifted the lid on the mile-high bonks.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Well, it's the Bunga Bunga Club.
I always thought it was just a Mile High Club. I thought that was just a Mile High Club.
Well,
yeah, but the Mile High Club is if you do it with a partner. This is when you do it with a stewardess.
Well, see, I thought the Mile High Club was you get high, like you smoke marijuana on an airplane.
No.
Okay, well,
see, you're just uncultured.
I am uncultured.
You watch too much Harold and Kumar.
Yeah.
I actually did. I actually did. Okay. So let me see. Mile High bonks.
Too much Cheech and Chong. It's nothing to do with Cheech.
Romps with pilots and celebrity affairs that go on among the glamorous crew. The stewardess who wishes to remain anonymous, claims life aboard is every bit as outrageous as the famous names she met. Okay, this should be interesting. She first joined the airline to travel the world, to meet new people, and get paid for living the lifestyle. Now, 15 years later, she claims she has seen and heard it all, and revealed that 2 girls last year were making money by having sex with first class and business class passengers. She said one stewardess got caught trying to drum up a business as a prostitute on flight. Oh my. She only got fired because she changed hotel rooms, but she hadn't informed her customers that she had. And they were turning up looking for her. I know, what a fucking bitch. Another stewardess, LA.
Well, no, that's hard to get. Usually, that's
yeah, she's just playing hard to get.
Naughty little minx.
Oh God. Where was I? Another stewardess did the LA trip, and she said she had a nice little business down there of people coming to her hotel room and having sex with her.
Was that the vagina or what she was doing with it?
Yes.
Yes. That covers everything.
Holy shit. One girl got paid working as a dominatrix.
Yeah.
Oh my God. This is
What's
fucking
wrong with
amazing.
S&M?
Yeah, but the thing is, where's the complaint? Because apparently this woman...
They couldn't find her. She drummed up business. However, her clients could not find her.
Yeah, but I mean, this is the thing. I mean, where's the complaint? It's like you got somebody who's saying, I once made a shitload of money out of, a bunch of first-class passengers and things. I mean, where's the complaint? I mean, what is the, how was this person done wrong?
No. Cabbage. Here is the crux of the issue. Was there a camera involved?
Yeah. Was anyone pissing?
Well, no. Because if there's a camera and it's filmed and it becomes porno, then it's legal.
Yes, that's true. And you don't even need...
You fuck with me because my mic muffled up a word. But then you go ahead, memes. You go ahead and use my argument I used on the Redeye just like 2 days ago.
Where do you think I got it from?
Yeah, I know. God damn it!
Don't forget. If you then, this is one of the weird things now. If you then claim it's porno, then you've got to use a condom because you're not allowed to do porn without a condom.
Cabbage, but what country were they in?
Well, who knows? International airspace. What happens there?
Free reign. Isn't that like hashtag pirates?
Well, actually,
I suppose it's the ownership of the aeroplane. So if it was Muslim, then you can just fuck your sister. That's fine. That's all good.
I was actually going to bring up this point.
You don't even need a condom.
I was actually going to bring up this point of fact about where was it actually taking place? Was it done in the air rooms or was it actually done as the Mile High Club? Because if it was over international waters, technically there's no law about prostitution in international waters or international airways. So where's the fucking break of the law?
I read the whole article earlier, and some of it was in hotel rooms. Some of it was in hotel rooms. And some of it, sometimes the pilots have bunks, and they have like 3 different pilots, so they'll take turns on a long international flight.
Take turns on a
I was going to say exactly the same thing.
Take turns on a student. Right, you gotta sign up.
Bunk beds there. But they are using them for other activities. But
hold on, no. There are no.
It used to be a ping pong table.
No. Cabbage. Hold on. I think this entire article can be summed up by the next 2 quick paragraphs. The cabin crew worker revealed, quote, on a 747 jet, the pilots have bunk beds at the back of the cockpit, and the captain was seeing a stewardess, and there were 2 pilots taking over for the captain to have a break. They let him and the girl go into the bedroom mid-flight. It was all safe, but I believe the bedroom was rocking, and it was in turbulence.
Dude, no, even better than that. The girls sometimes believe stupidly and naively that there's something special. The majority of pilots have partners and families back at home. One story I heard was a pilot who had a wife at home and who got a stewardess pregnant, and now she lives with them at their home. Whatever floats the boat. Oh my fucking god.
Maybe
well, that brings a whole new version to the word cuck, doesn't it? That brings a whole new version to the word
isn't
cuck.
that, but they're trying to introduce this idea, you know, this polygamy idea. You know, like, I mean, you know, cuckolding is meant to be a good thing, right? Well, I don't know. One of the fucking
CNN
alphabet, spaghetti people made a news article about it. You know, I mean, you know, cuckolding is a good idea, you know, so why not the other way around? You know, you get 2 or 3 wives. Why you would want that? Why would you want that much of a headache? I don't get it.
Well, I mean,
that's why men don't want really a harem.
Well, I mean, to be
I can't
honest,
think of anything worse.
To be honest, all you really have to do is convert to Mormonism. I mean, it's not that complicated.
Yeah, but I mean, why would you want to do it? Why would you want more than one bitch? You know, fucking moaning.
I like
in your
caffeine.
Ear?
I also like caffeine. Yeah, let's change subjects. Let's. Yeah. Not everyone is a single bachelor cabbage. Sorry.
Well,
I'm not saying about being single. I'm talking about why would you want to multiply the effect. I'm talking about a multiplier effect here.
You left out the best part of the article. Read the part about the guy with his wife on the flight.
Oh, yeah, I actually did skip just past that.
Oh, was it? So you're saying that the pilot's wife was on the plane while he was fucking the stewardess?
Oh, yeah. And
he didn't even invite her. You see, now that's just selfish. You see, now I'm on the side of the wife.
Where was it? Oh shit! I totally lost it.
You're kidding me.
While 40 is finding that, topping off gaining categories for 2017 is cuckold, where views have increased by 72% according to Pornhub.
See?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That's what I mean. This is the kind of fucking nonsense that these people are pushing out.
Yeah,
I'm ahead of the game, mate. I'm an outlier. I know this shit.
Those of us who aren't cucks don't need to watch porn. But here, I found it. So, meanwhile, one shameless pilot, one shameless cheating pilot, might I add, whose wife was aboard the flight at the time, hooked up with his air hostess girlfriend mid-journey without them getting caught in the act. So he screwed this fucking hostess while his wife was on the plane and didn't get fucking caught.
Wait, he didn't get caught?
Yeah, but how did he get caught in retrospect then? I mean, how is the story coming out if he didn't get caught in the act?
Well,
how does anyone know?
He's
did he actually
did he admit internet bill for the month?
What a dick! Well, he boasted about it.
Well, I mean, hypothetically speaking, if this guy nails his air hostess girlfriend mid-flight, then the hostess girlfriend probably, was spreading rumors. Oh my God, did you know his wife is in first class? Who fucking knows? Or I don't know. Maybe someone heard the oohs and ahs.
I don't know. It sounds like shite to me, but it makes for a good story. Sells a couple of column inches, I guess.
No, actually, that's a pretty good point. I mean, all the air hostesses I've met, they've been complete bitches, so I don't see why they would even,
Well, I think they're wonderful people. They give me Sprite.
Yeah, but the fuck.
Yeah, where do they give you Sprite?
Delta. United.
I'm just saying where.
What?
No.
Oh no, I'm thirsty at the time. I don't need a morning enema.
Yeah, come on, memes. You're freaking flying first class. Are you slipping them 50s and going back to their hotel rooms?
Yeah.
Oh, Coach didn't have Wi-Fi on the flight back. It was horrible. And I knew they didn't have Wi-Fi because there was an 11-year-old kid sitting next to me, and he couldn't get Wi-Fi on his tablet or laptop.
Anyway, you're not allowed to use electronic things during flight.
I didn't want to pay the $6.
Apparently, it's going to crash the plane. Why is it you can use Wi-Fi when the plane's actually in the air, but you can't do it when they're taking off or landing? I mean, surely it either works or it doesn't.
People can wait 5 minutes, Cabbage.
Yeah, but why do they need it? I mean, why tell people?
Because of that infinitesimally small chance that maybe our studies were wrong and maybe it does involve. So maybe we should just put plus the sheer fact that you don't want the shit going flying.
Yeah, fine. So then don't turn it on while you're in the air either. Yeah,
right? Don't have it out. That's why they tell you to store it. What are we talking about again?
No, we're talking about, you're allowed to use it when you're in the air, but not when you're landing or taking off.
I thought we were talking about
right?
banging in the air.
Oh, I see. Yeah, no. Oh, the stewardesses. Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
this is where I have to agree with Cabbage and call absolute fucking horse shit in a bucket. Okay, so this anonymous stewardess is apparently going on. Quote, "We always meet celebrities and A-listers. My friends got asked out and married by," and it's of course this is redaction, but they inserted soccer player. So it goes on, "whose wife had just given birth to twins back from the World Cup. I serve someone in first class the same as in economy. People, if they're really famous, they like you. To be really normal or they freeze up. I know a lot of people who have dated celebrities, though. That's fucking bullshit."
Is it?
No, I totally fucking believe that. Or I totally don't believe that, rather. Sorry.
How many planes have you been on?
Enough to know that I didn't get my dick sucked.
Are you a famous soccer player that just competed in the World Cup?
I mean, I'm pretty famous, but I got 199 subscribers. I'll have you know. By the way, you should subscribe to my channel because I really want to hit 200.
Fair enough.
But no, I mean, to be honest, I really doubt the fact that A-listers are going to be coming on a Delta Airlines flight to hook up with some random prick who's just so happened to be a stewardess. I mean, let's face it, right? Why would I hook up with some poor bitch who's obviously going to be a gold digger? Or I can just go to the next big Hollywood meetup and just screw fucking, I don't know, Lindsay fucking Lohan, right? She's undesirable.
She's a lesbian. You won't get her.
Oh, is she a lesbian now? Okay, well, good for her. Fuck her.
Well, because biology.
Apparently.
Fucking, I don't know who's a desirable female. I don't fucking know.
You should know this, being a straight male. You should know this.
I am very straight male. I just don't know fucking celebrities. I'm not gonna lie, but I mean, I don't know.
I'll give you one. Scarlett Johansson.
There we go. Oh,
Kim Kardashian.
I actually no.
Fuck you with
Sorry,
Kardashian.
Kanye.
No, fuck Kim Kardashian. She's a fucking hoe.
Scarlett Johansson.
Scarlett
There
Johansson.
you go,
is just fine. There we go. So why would you hook up with some random?
Oh no! I mean, come on! I mean, everyone's leaving out Big Red. What's wrong with Big Red? I mean,
who the fuck is Big Red?
Excellent gum.
Yeah, that's what I imagine.
That's some crazy stuff waiting to happen.
It's that gum that will burn you if you stick it to your skin. That's all I know.
40. Let me ask you this question: why do people stick 9-volt batteries on the ends of their tongues?
I didn't know people did that.
Because Darwinism exists, and we need to weed out the weak and preserve the strong.
Yes.
Well, that's fair, but I would say because they can.
Yeah, but you can't kill anyone with a 9-volt battery.
Well, if they're very small.
Doesn't work. You need to send them up send them up a pole.
No, it's all amps anyway.
Some altitude.
Yeah. Get them to like piss on an electric fence or something.
Don't whiz on the electric fence.
Totally do it.
How did this come out from talking about women that fuck soccer players in airplanes?
So we're a bunch of dudes on the internet. Obviously, it's going to devolve back.
Well, it's got to have a penis element to it, hasn't it?
But we're already talking about penis elements in the fact that people are being fucked on airplanes.
In all fairness, I have a pretty fucking short attention span, so I mean.
No, I agree with you though, 40. Like you say, at the end of the day, the guy's like flying for what, an hour or so. He can't keep his dick in his pants for that amount of time. I mean, he's landing and he can go and get himself any amount of whatever he wants.
You guys have never wanted to wank on a plane?
Wank on a plane?
No. What I'm saying is you've never felt the urge and been like, you know what?
What do you mean? I've had them.
That would be amazing.
I felt the urge to wank on a bus. You know what? I didn't do it. So I don't understand the point. Yeah, exactly. Well, that would be weird, but not the plane. So,
yeah, fucking checkmate memes.
Do people wank on the bus?
No, not generally.
Do. No, but it does occasionally happen. And
then why is it surprising that people do it on a plane?
Because they get arrested. They get arrested.
I know.
I mean, here's the thing.
People get arrested?
Here's the thing: you can wank on a Greyhound because the standards are relatively low.
You can't say anything because you'll be racist.
Shut up, you SJW.
No, the standards aren't that low for you. No way the standards are that low. I've been on a Greyhound. There was nobody jacking off on the Greyhound. All right.
No, it would slow the Greyhound down. Why would the hell extra weight to a Greyhound?
No, well, to be fair, I actually have made my car go faster utilizing body motion.
Really?
Not in that way. No, I did a 1990 Geo Metro. I put 5 people in it. We're going downhill on a major interstate, and all of us just lunged forward at the same time, and the car moved.
Yeah.
Did it move the world for you? Did the Earth move?
Well, the Earth did technically move. Actually, it would have done.
It felt like
basic physics.
Speaking of something almost as ridiculous as memes thinking that really mattered, it's like playing freaking whatever, that you lean one way when you're going around a corner and try and flip the car. It's not going to happen. Corners.
It
that's
did
the game.
in Ford Explorers.
Oh yeah, that's right. Ford strikes again.
Oh no,
now
the best one was the Suzuki Jeep. You not remember that one? That thing would fucking tip over if you just blew on it.
So the Venezuelan currency is now worth less than currency.
Yeah.
Can we say socialism has failed?
Well, Venezuela's become Zimbabwe, you know. That's
actually, Zimbabwe actually wasn't that bad compared to Venezuela. Compared to Venezuela, it's not that bad.
So I just want to state for everyone to know, Loafer Sheffield.
How did it get that way?
Loafer Sheffield has confessed
process.
to wanking on a plane. So there we go.
We're still back on wanking on a plane. What is you with wanking on a plane? What is your obsession with
the chat lags.
Plane masturbation, you sick bastard.
Okay, fine. What were we talking about before then, huh?
I don't know. You have a short.
It doesn't matter. No, I want to find out. I want to find out what his deal is with wanking on planes. I want to get to the nub of this. I want to know what
you'll chastise me, but not the. Okay, fuck off.
No, I'm not chastising you. I'm interested in you. You see, I want to know more about.
We're all friends here. We're all friends here. Please share with us your.
It wasn't even B. It wasn't even B. It was fucking Loafer Sheffield in the chat.
You said it. It's you. Own it.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Take it on board. So, what is it that you have with masturbating on a plane?
I just got a thing for jet engines. They vibrate real quickly, really hard.
See, and that's why I said. Well, why would you be surprised if I got an erection on a bus then?
Yeah, I think it's just the lack of blood to my brain. I think it just, swells up in other places. I don't know.
It was the vibrations.
Yeah.
The altitude.
Gotta get those good
altitude plus vibration. We could have a formula here. Yeah. Altitude plus vibration equals erection.
Yes. Divided by 2 beers, and that'll equate to one.
There is a brown noise.
You need to add the alcohol quotient, though.
I came back to this.
Oh,
yes, you did.
I forgot you were there. I'm sorry.
MC, we're sorry. We couldn't be adults without you here.
Yeah, we tried MC, but
Cabbage was a bad chaperone.
Did somebody yell at Mad Dodge yet?
Not yet.
A couple times.
I think everybody so far, apart from no, of course, because we have our own.
Your own kind of harassment.
Spit it out, for fuck's sake, Cabbage. Spit it out.
Well, I must say, you don't want to commit yourself. I'm sorry. I usually think it's when you don't want to be nasty. I'm trying. It's like,
MC,
I thought you were a man, Cabbage. Just
MC, I think we need your
wisdom
on the run deal.
But the thing is, I don't know how it's going to be received.
Well, hopefully I don't receive anything.
The wisdom on the Iran deal.
It'll come in a test tube.
That's right. At least I can hold it and take it back.
You can have it genetically tested.
Yay, DNA.
Jesus Christ.
I think I'm going to just stay silent for a while.
How do we get there?
You chose a bad time to... Oh, shit. Oh, did you guys click on the fucking link that Voice sent us?
No.
Why would we? His
Iran.
voice.
Okay, so Iran, quote unquote, fires 20 rockets at Israeli army occupying the Golan Heights.
Not fucking again.
Holy shit!
No, they always do that. That's nothing new. They've been doing that for years.
Yeah.
Well, oh no, that is true. Although, I mean,
it's not news.
I mean, it's but the thing is that it's quote unquote Iran. It's not Hezbollah or Al Shababi or any of these other random groups that
But we've already established earlier on in the stream that they are basically Iran because they're funded by them.
What was it? The Iranian National Guard.
By name.
It's not like
I don't know. I haven't read the article yet.
It's the Iranian Revolutionary Guard is in Syria.
Oh,
Iraq by any other name. That's all it is.
No, it says here Iran forces stationed in Syria, so it must be like the Royal Guard or whatever, fired about 20 rockets or projectiles into Israel military position in the Golan Heights after midnight on Thursday, Israeli Defense Forces said. Several, but not all, rockets were intercepted by Israeli Defense Forces, and an IDF spokesman, Lieutenant Colonel Jonathan Mick Goldstein, told reporters...
Mick Goldstein, you mean Cordis?
I can't... Cornicus, yeah, there we go. Saying that preliminary assets found that there was a minimal damage. Okay, so approximately...
yeah, but I mean, what was the justification for the launch? I mean, that's the thing. It's just, they launched something. Well, sure they do. They always do. There's always shit.
Maybe they just wanted to do it.
Palestinians or Hamas or whatever. There's always some fucking crazy redneck who wants to fire something. Yeah, they're happy with bottle rockets. Trying to say.
So far, we're not aware of any casualties, any of IDF casualties. He said.
So how is this news again? As Cabbage said before, how is this news if nobody died?
Yeah, I have to admit, this is actually rather disappointing. If no one died, I don't fucking care about it.
Is news defined as somebody dying?
Yes.
No.
Look, if it bleeds, it leads. If it bleeds, it leads.
Yeah,
that's the point.
Let me tell you, if Trump passes a law and no one dies as a result, I don't give a fuck. Let me see.
Okay, that's a fairly open window.
The IDF uses already. Oh God, Israel has warned that it will not permit Tehran to establish a permanent military presence in Syria, accusing Iran of moving drones and missiles into its Arab neighbor. Iranian forces have been sent to aid the Syrian government in a devastating 7-year civil war.
I'm sorry, but you actually sound surprised by what you're reading. This has been going on for years.
It's not like there's anything new here.
Well, I'm fucking sorry. I can't read every little fucking thing that some fucking journalist shits out of his ass.
I'm not saying you should, but it's a case that's been going on for 7 to 8 years, just this little bit. Surely you've read something about around Syria before.
One thing I never was quite aware of was the relation between Israel and the Syrian government. I didn't realize that they were such stark supporters.
They're not fans.
Well, I mean, stark supporters in the sense that it's better than the alternative.
The reason that the Syrians are supporting the Iranians rather are supporting the Syrian government is the Syrian government is, for all intents and purposes, made up of the Alawites, right? Which is basically the tribe from that Assad belongs to, all right? And they are Shia, and they make up approximately 10% of Syria. Okay, so basically you have 10% of the Syrians, all right, ruling over the other groups, of which over 60% of them are hardcore Sunnis as part of the Muslim Brotherhood.
Okay,
right?
so
yay, Brotherhood.
So you essentially have some kind of Shia aristocracy ruling over Syria. Okay.
Yes, basically, that's basically what you have. Now, the Assad regime itself tended to be secular, but it's still got a lot of the trappings from a tribal perspective of the Alawite tribe. Right, so those relationships, those familial relationships, are still very important in the Middle East, and that's why you end up with a lot of these problems. Because if a tribe takes over, if one of their little groups takes over, right? It is always going to be the minority part of that group generally, right? It's the same problem that you had in Iraq with Saddam Hussein, although he himself came from a Sunni sect, and they made up approximately 40% of the country, where 60% of the country is actually Shia, which created a different type of dynamic, kind of the opposite.
MC, we have the same problem with William Wallace, you know? Fuck him too.
Yeah, you had it until they finally took the Scots finally took over, and you end up with a Scottish king, right?
No. They won Bannockburn. We got Culloden.
There is
they won. They won a battle. We won a war.
Since you guys wanted to flash back to the Iran thing, there's one thing I wanted to ask MC. I didn't catch your 2 or 3 a.m. freaking rant about Kerry. Can you sum it up for us?
It wasn't a rant. No, it was perfectly reasonable. No, it was a decent.
I have no idea. I didn't watch it. I was just trying to go to sleep after fighting a bee, but whatever. Anyway.
All right. First of all, Kerry has no reason to talk about anything. Absolutely nothing. Okay. That man is one of the worst freaking people. First of all, he comes out talking about how, this is going to damage our word around the world. Like Kerry cares about the America's word. All right. Considering what he did in Vietnam when he came back and made sure that we violated all the agreements that we gave to the South Vietnamese, I don't think Kerry has a whole lot to stand on when it came to that. All right. Next thing is he talks about verification. Oh, this was an impressive verification like nothing's ever seen. I'm sorry, but when Reagan created the START treaties, we sit up there and made an agreement with the Russians to go back and forth into each other's silos even to ensure verification that of the nuclear, the destruction of the nuclear weapons. What freaking Kerry did, all right, is he created an area where Iran basically got to say, well, these areas you can't investigate. So investigator could only go and investigate in areas that Iran declares them to be allowed to go into. All right. So, and they put huge swaths of areas off limits, including one of the areas that we suspect, because it's deep underground, and lo and behold, it has the same kind of technology as the centrifuges. All right. Oh, okay. And of course, they're not allowed to go in there. So somehow that's going to be verification. Right. We couldn't even get them to admit to how much they had, all right, and investigate that. No, it supposedly got turned all over to the Russians, just like the supposed chemical weapons in Syria got turned over to the Russians. All right, because we know it's a chemical-free zone.
Mate, all right? But do you know where they got their centrifuges from?
It doesn't freaking matter where they got the centrifuges from.
No, from Holland, actually.
Well, okay.
Dutch.
If you're not Dutch, you're not much. Don't you understand that?
Fucking
all right. So here's Kerry saying all this, and then he talks about how this gives him leverage. That this gives them leverage on the Iranians. Well, if it was so much freaking leverage, can you explain to me why they grabbed 8 freaking U.S. sailors and held them hostage until you sit up there and turned over the billions of dollars in this deal? What freaking advantage are you going to have over them? This is ridiculous. You want to accept an agreement,
let's not forget.
And then finally, the final word is they have already admitted to, well, we considered minor violations of the treaty. In other words, we're violating the treaty and there's no consequences to it. All right. Yeah, finally, there's something I found out today because I didn't know this. Does anybody even know or even realize that this agreement, this supposed agreement, was never signed by the Iranians?
Wait. Hold on. The Iran deal was never confirmed by the Iranians.
Well, right. No, don't forget that. Yeah,
it was never signed by them. Well, so what agreement do we have?
Disclosure wasn't signed by President Trump.
Excuse me.
Hold on.
Israel has never signed up to the international attack.
We're not talking about that.
No. I don't.
Like that. Oh, you're not talking about that because that's a convenient truth.
The Iran deal. Hold on. The Iran deal. Didn't the British sign it? Didn't the French sign it? Didn't the Germans sign that shit?
No, the French will sign anything. They don't even check what.
I don't give a fuck about the North Koreans. No, hold on, MC. Didn't a bunch of other nations agree to this accord?
Yes.
And the U.S. agreed to this accord, but the fucking Iranians didn't.
The Iranians did not have to sign the accord.
So we're just
Well,
giving
like
them
I said.
fucking money for no fucking reason then.
Yeah, basically.
What the fuck, dude? Are you kidding?
Yeah. Well, this is why Trump's actually done a decent thing.
Oh
It's like,
my
no,
Wait a second. So what we're saying is President Trump threw out a deal that wasn't even signed by the other party.
I swear to I swear to fucking God.
Yeah.
Come next election season, I'm fucking voting for
Seriously.
Hitler. This is some goddamn bullshit. This is
Honestly,
fucking
but this is
stupid.
what people aren't. They're not representing it. You're not going to see. I mean, you're not going to hear Bill Mayer tell you about
Well,
this.
it's wonderful. This is the same deal, all right, that the administration under Obama, I'm trying to think of the guy's name, Rhodes, right? All right, who was one of the people who was doing this. He was intentionally giving stuff to the press that he knew was false on this deal to tell the American people, and the press was going with it, and then he was bragging about it later.
Wait, why
All
are we
right.
talking about Obamacare?
We're not talking about Obamacare. We're talking about this deal specifically.
Oh,
They were intent. This guy at the
No, Obama didn't
administration.
care about news.
The administration basically admitted that they were lying about this deal all the time to the American people all the freaking time, and the press was just reporting as if it was all true.
nope. Nobody did. They didn't show anybody like the
They didn't
president
need
always
to.
has
It's
signing agreements and
Obama.
stuff.
It's
Nobody-
Obama. Don't you understand?
Common sense
Obama
guy
is the
left.
king. He would never do anything
Well,
against.
he won a Nobel
Go-
Peace Prize.
Common sense. You scared common sense
Please.
away. MC, you're nasty shouting. We have a sensitive
minute.
people here.
Okay, first off, memes, you just said that he earned a Peace Prize. He was given one. My daughter did the
I said
track.
he got it.
Wait a minute. My daughter did her last track event, right? And she finished like 4th. They gave her a participation ribbon, and she said she was going to throw it away. My wife's like, "Well, I'll hold on to it for you. Don't throw it away." But because she took 4th, you know, that's close. But yeah, that Obama show threw the Peace Prize away, is what I'm saying. Just like my daughter, who is only 10, knows I
Well-
didn't earn a freaking ribbon.
Yeah, but
you know.
Mad Dodge. Yeah, but this is one of the things, right? People forget this. Jim, what is it? Jim Carrey? No, not Jim Carrey. Kerry, the the politician. He was in the. Anyone ever see the Winter Soldier? You know, the post-Vietnam thing
Yes.
where everyone was going down, telling everyone how hideous everything was. He was one of the people who threw his, Purple Heart. But he claimed that he only threw the medal or the ribbon. He didn't throw the medal itself or something. I mean,
He
tried to
claimed that
backtrack
he
on
never threw it. What he initially claimed.
Yeah,
and then they show him throwing something. So what were you throwing across here? Well, it was
the
a
ribbon,
symbolic.
not the medal.
My point is, though, even my 10-year-old
fucking
daughter
hypocrites.
knows. Even my 10-year-old daughter knows I didn't really earn a ribbon or a medal. Why did they give it to me? That's stupid. And the president of the United States, who didn't broker a single peace deal at all in his entire presidency, should have known that I didn't earn the Peace Prize. Give it to somebody else.
Oh, he
should have.
Hey,
he won a Peace Prize. He may not have earned it,
Mad
but he
Dodge.
said nice words.
I said this the other night. It's like, well, if Obama got his, then Trump's definitely earned his because he's actually done something for it. I mean, the North Korea thing is definitely a creation of his, whereas Obama got it for not even being there when it was occurring.
Well,
Yeah.
Obama
Yeah, I stand by that.
got it on loan for hope because of the hope he
Yeah.
inspired. That's why they gave
Well,
it
it
to
was-
Obama.
We
Then
hope
when
for
Obama-
change.
no,
but
Obama's
we
hope-
don't-
admit it.
And then when
Admit
Obama's
it.
hope was turning into dust, they gave one to frickin' what's his name, Jimmy Carter. Not for the Camp David Accords, but we'll give it to him because he said anti Bush thing, so we like that.
No, I think it's one of these,
No, wait a minute. I
proactive
think
measures.
MC.
He never achieved anything. He hadn't done anything, and he got it.
Jimmy Carter, after his presidency, has not done a lot for peace. I don't know if he earned a Peace Prize, but he has done a lot with Habitat for Humanity, actually helping poor people. And he's actually been better after his presidency than he ever was during it, in my opinion. I kind of like Carter as a citizen, not as a president.
He was an ass as a citizen. He was an ass as president.
But MC, my peanuts.
Look, if he,
I like peanuts.
Mad Dog is right about the Habitat for Humanity. He has done a lot of work with that. All right, all he had to do to redress his disastrous presidency and keep people thinking that he was a good man, right, was to keep his mouth shut. But he couldn't stay out of politics. Okay, he went around basically in all these other areas verifying that yes, this was a free election in a lot of and justifying a lot of these things, like in Cuba. All right,
Yeah,
I have nothing but disdain for them.
Okay,
Yeah,
but
but, I mean,
Obama
Carter
can't keep
was a
his fucking nose out of it. Obama,
I agree.
Obama is 2 years out, and he can't shut the fuck up.
It goes
George
back,
Bush.
It goes back to Clinton. It goes back to
does,
Bill Clinton.
right.
Bill Clinton changed the dynamic. Before, up to the point of Bill Clinton, when Bill Clinton left office, he couldn't keep his nose out of politics. He kept constantly talking about it, and that changed the entire dynamic.
Well, look at Pope Benedict, the only pope to abdicate in the last 200 years. He stays silent on all the bullshittery that's going on with the current pope.
Work that out. There are now 2 popes, which shouldn't exist. You can't have 2.
Oh,
Yes.
Well,
They have abdicated before.
Well, isn't one pope regent?
Trust me, if you were Eastern Orthodox, this would be about the time to found the new Byzantine Empire. Trust me, I wouldn't.
it would be.
Do you realize what you just did there, 40? Do you realize what you just did there?
Just called for an uprising.
Yeah, I
You
think
just instigated violence. You know, that's it.
You just gave Putin the green light to go in there and reconquer all those regions again to rebuild the Byzantine Empire.
You know what?
Make Russia great again.
Wait a
That
minute.
might actually
You're
be
right.
a plus. You know
hang
what?
on. Oh, hang on.
Putin
How could
does
the
watch my
Russians
show.
rebuild the Byzantine Empire? It was never Russian to begin with.
Because he has the Eastern Orthodoxy now, but
it was Greek Orthodox,
Putin's
technically
not
speaking.
Yeah, which is stretching a point.
There's a reason that
if you
Russian uses Cyrillic for their characters.
Well, that's because they're faggots.
They're retarded.
Culture. But I mean, no. Technically, the Byzantine Empire was Greek Orthodox. If you want to talk about like the kind of Polish empires that were founded in the late 1100s, 1200s, those are their own separate empires. Even Russia was its own separate empire. It wasn't necessarily cohesive enough to be part of the Byzantine Empire.
Where does the Tsars come from? They relate that directly to Caesar.
No.
So, but I mean, you could say that for anything to do with anyone who's proud.
I have a question. I have a question, though, you guys. Okay, so Tom Woods.
I mean, if you want to look at every king, what do they call them?
Cabbage. Just a second, dude.
Yeah.
All right, so I have a question for you guys. So I watched a Tom Woods episode. It was about a week and a half, 2 weeks old. I'm kind of backlogged on his stuff. Anyway, it was talking about the current Pope and Pope Benedict. And they were talking about how Benedict has been pretty much silent. But if he, because they're no longer doing Mass in Latin, or not in Latin, but they're doing the new Mass.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. And Benedict, his sect comes from the old Mass. So even if he was to privately do the old Mass, that would cause an upheaval in the Catholic Church. And you could see a splinter if Benedict was like, this guy is a fucking socialist. I'm done. He's retracted statements on abortion. He's going far to the left. He's not really holding the Catholic doctrine at all. Benedict could step up and actually fracture the Catholic Church.
You said you're not.
I was raised Catholic, and my mother is still Catholic. My mom is still Catholic.
I was raised Church of England.
I kind of have cards on the table.
Well, you're both fine Christian use, but I have one very important question in all this entertaining this idea. Is Vladimir Putin's middle name Charlemagne?
Well, he's put it about a bit. He's definitely had his dick out there.
Who was the last person to try and claim to be the Roman Emperor? Wasn't that fucking
Napoleon?
Oh, Napoleon tried it. But I thought Mussolini tried it as well.
Yeah, Mussolini tried a lot of things, and he failed on every one of them.
The last tenuous hold to that empire was the Habsburg Empire from World War I.
Yeah.
The Austro-Hungarian Empire.
The Habsburgs were really they were the last clusterfuck.
Is there anybody left in Istanbul, Constantinople, that would like to see it go back to Constantinople, or have they killed that completely?
But by the way, Vladimir's full name is Vladimir Vladimirovich Putin.
Yeah.
I know.
So
I'm
it's
looking at that.
Vlad Putin.
It's VVP.
Yeah.
Why does it need
Yeah.
Vlad?
But
What was his parents thinking?
Because he's gonna bite you twice. He's got two fangs.
he was not born in Transylvania, so it's fine. It's all good. He's perfectly okay. Don't worry.
What
about
kind
him.
of? I never. Well, no. I asked the other question. I want to know: is there any remnants of a Christian population really in Istanbul that would like to see it back to Constantinople? What if the Byzantine Empire did rise again?
There's no Christians in Constantinople. Let me tell you that.
Oh shit! I am part
Pretty
Russian.
much, yeah. They've been wiped out.
Yeah, no, because your middle name ends up being the first name of like either your father traditionally. And I am part Russian, so.
Wait. Hold on. Say that again.
No. What does Vladimirich mean? Basically, the full name of every Russian consists of three parts. The middle name that every Russian uses is the name of his or her father. For example, President Putin's full name is Vladimir Vladimirich Putin, meaning Vladimir, the son of Vladimir.
Am I?
Yes. That's like, son of Godwin. Like, Godwin.
It's basically, you get named
like
after
they
your
use
dad.
with the, it's like the,
Wait.
Godwin's son
Okay,
is son of Godwin.
So if you're Russian, typically you get your middle name is your dad's first name?
Ericsson.
Mm-hmm.
Am I fucking Russian?
Probably.
Oh no, well, usually, although having said that, usually you give the firstborn. Well, this is the thing over here. You give the firstborn the name of the father, if it's a boy, obviously.
Well, I kind of did that. I didn't want to. No, I didn't want a junior, so I gave him an offshoot of my first name. You guys, I think, all here know my name, but I'm not going to say it live on air.
Yeah, don't worry. Yeah, but I mean, that's what you do generally. The eldest son gets the father's name, and the eldest daughter gets the mother's name, and then you make shit up as you go along after that. So God knows what you ended up with. Go on, Madad. You must have some weird names for your kids.
His children have beautiful names.
Yeah, when you're looking down the list, it's like, where do you end?
Where does one begin?
Oh, and where is the middle?
Oh my goodness. Yes, that's so deep. Oh my God. Did we just have a...
Quick, guys, let's buy some plane tickets.
Yeah, free blowjobs for all. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, first class on BA.
To be fair, I still remember back in the day they used to have gambling boats that would go out into international waters just so they could do whatever they want.
Yeah.
If there's a supply and there's
exists, mate.
If there's a demand for it, why shouldn't somebody offer a supply?
Yeah. I've been thinking about that. Here's the thing, right? I could have sworn that international waters wasn't necessarily a free for all. If your boat's registered,
I'm not supposed to kill people.
Well, if your boat's registered under a certain country, don't you have to abide by those laws?
No, the point is that as long as you can go beyond the capacity for the Coast Guard to actually go out and come back again, you're pretty much free. Because what else are they going to do?
I believe they call them karaoke cruises.
Yeah, no, you can do it. It exists even to this day. There's a place called Sealand over here. Where a guy took over.
It's recognized country.
He took over.
Yeah. How did we dispute? But no, it wasn't an oil rig. It was just a platform. It was, just the defensive position.
Don't ask questions, MC. You won't like the answers.
How did we miss this one?
What happened?
This is for like a couple of years ago.
Oh my God, this is amazing.
Shit, what happened a couple of years ago?
Sword fight after man robs shop with sword, but shopkeeper pulls out huge scimitar.
Oh, fuck yes, dude.
How do we miss these things, folks?
All right. A sword-wielding robber found himself fighting for his life after a shopkeeper pulled out a massive scimitar and fought back. The shopkeeper in Perry Market in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, was faced with would-be robbers who had foot-long knives. One aimed it at a customer, while the second jumped behind the counter and threatened the clerk, demanding cash. But he refused to give in, instead taking out his own much bigger sword. If it's not, that's not a knife. If it's not clear, he uttered Crocodile Dundee's famous words, "That's not a knife, that's a knife."
Yes!
The shopkeeper's brother, MC Hadre, said, "He hit the sword that the dude had in his hand. My brother hit the sword. He ran away."
Fuck yeah, dude.
That is amazing.
This is some fucking. This is some badass shit, dude.
I need to follow this dude on Twitter.
I know. Holy fuck, that is so fucking badass.
That's some Crocodile Dundee right there.
Dude. Oh my god. Hold on. This must be shared.
And I love the fact that it happens in like fucking Pittsburgh of all places. Like this wasn't in like fucking India or some shit. This was in fucking Pittsburgh. Oh my god, yes.
Good old USA. Rough place.
You're damn fucking right.
Yeah, but can you imagine because these kids, they go in and they're so fucking confident.
Dude,
and when you actually
look
get
at
somebody
that
with
sword.
real
look
confidence.
At it. He's got it all edged and everything. Dude,
I know.
That is fucking nuts.
You know, the only thing it's missing, it needs a tassel. It needs a tassel on it.
It needs a tassel.
No, is he a fucking Klingon? It'd be like me pulling out a batleth, like, fuck you.
No, he looks like he's from DR.
Yeah, this is I don't know how he missed some of these things. It's unfortunate.
Well, this is what we're going to aim for soon on a show I'll be announcing on Friday. It'll be starting next week.
I hope he doesn't travel to Great Britain because that's been banned now.
Yeah. Well, no, but he's
What
if he's carrying
Can you imagine the
butter?
fucking license for that bitch? You gotta fucking fill out something for a butter.
By the way, well, I would like to point out I do have I have two swords actually. They were part of something I inherited, so I got two swords. I also have an axe, an old axe.
I would like to hear
Ancient
something
axe.
Well, is the axe older than the swords? Because that's what I was interested in. How old are these swords if you inherited them? That sounds badass, dude. I'd love.
Oh, the swords.
Give me a picture. I'm hella interested in the swords. Not buying them, but just looking at the fuckers.
They are. Well, they go back. I think around the 1700s. So I mean, they're not like
that's badass.
Like Roman, they're not Roman swords.
No,
or anything like
yeah,
that.
like kind of like rapier-esque kind of, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's
they're navy.
I mean, the double-edged,
like naval swords.
No, these ones were cavalry.
Oh,
so they do have the curve.
Actual sabers, yeah, cavalry sabers.
Yeah, you know.
Oh, that's badass. So, send me a picture, Cab. That's badass, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, mate, I will. Yeah, if you want. Sure.
That makes me super sad because I was at an antique store a while back, and this person was selling a, what was it? German or hold on. No, Austro-Hungarian artillery officer's saber, and it was like $2,000, and I really wanted to buy it, but I didn't have $2,000.
Yeah.
I was super sad.
Mate, why do you think I'm so happy? I inherited a Purdy as well, you know, a shotgun.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
God damn.
I got a Purdy from my great granddad.
I thought you were talking about a paintbrush.
Oh, that's fucking cool.
It's a side by side, you know. It's beautiful.
Well, no, here in the United States, we might get guns handed down, maybe a Civil War or another sword from like the Continental War. But really, we don't get old 1700s or older fucking medieval swords passed down through families.
Well, I said, I thought 1700s. I was like saying, well, it's not Roman, because I thought, that's kind of like, I mean, that's relatively new over here. 1700s.
Yeah,
that's relatively nothing.
Yeah, my dad's not going to walk up to me and be like, yeah, this is my great granddad's sword. He went on the Seventh Crusade or some shit like that. You know, that's not happening anytime soon.
That's right. You're Russian.
We do take a lot for granted over here, I must say. We really do.
So how do we top a sword fight in a clerk's shop?
I don't know. That's pretty. The ad on the top of it that says a large two-topping pizza for $7.99 at Pizza Hut.
This way.
Oh, good. Wait, hold on. Wait a second. I cannot believe the title of this article, MC. STDs in LA County are skyrocketing. Officials think racism may be to blame.
I was just telling them about this before the stream started, MC.
Well, you forgot about the racial part, but I remembered that. But yeah.
Oh, please. They blame everything on the fucking racial stignum. Did you not think that was a given? It's fucking California. If you're not a black transsexual furrykin, then you're a fucking no one.
Only in LA County, teenagers put their hands into their sweatshirt pockets as they shuffled to form a circle. Some gazed at the asphalt, trying to avoid the game as they've been drafted to play. It's like hot potato and musical chairs with a penis.
Wait, what?
Said the girl leading the group.
What?
Hot potato with a penis. And the girl said it. A girl said this.
What the fuck?
Oh my god. What world are we living in?
The kids gathered on a spring morning in South Los Angeles, and then we're about to get a hands-on lesson in sex education. Many health experts say that the public health problems are best tackled outside the doctor's office. The fixing the culture that oh god, that's a long word. I can't say that. Are more effective than changing the single parent's patient's behavior rather. For sexual health, that means combining the stigma around.
And it's saying, hang on, was that single parents?
Why is single patients behavior.
Oh, patients. Oh, okay.
No, I'm trying to read super fast. It's not working out for me. I'm dumb. Yeah. The teenagers, the girl explained, would pass a plastic life-size penis around the circle, and whoever was holding it, when the music stopped,
sat on it.
Had to unroll a condom onto it. Oh my god! Completing each of the 8 steps as they talk. What? Wait, hold on.
Oh my god! I mean, that is not past the parcel. I mean, we grew up as kids and we had past the parcel. That's not healthy.
What happened to purple nurples and punching the gay kid? What is this?
Yeah.
Oh no! If you're out in the yard with a football and you're playing smear the queer, man, you're a fucking hater.
Yeah, dude.
Are you guys wondering what brought us here?
Whatever happened to Packy bashing?
Dude, when I was a kid, we used to.
We need to bring back some traditions.
No, hey, you leave my freaking Packy alone over here. It's our package store. That's where we get our booze.
I don't understand, right? When I was a kid, we took our Swiss Army knives, made swords out of stick, and we'd beat the shit out of each other until we were bleeding.
We used bamboo. When I lived in California, there was this little bamboo thing in the middle of the 2 apartment complexes. So my friends and another kid's friends, we would fight over it because it was like our fort. But we fought with bamboo sticks, beating the shit out of each other like Vietnamese kids. Shit was fucked. This shit was great, dude. It was like Lord of the Flies up in there.
Matt, we had when it was coming up to the 4th of the 5th of November, bonfire night. You had all of the firecrackers and everything. You had all the fireworks.
You mean Martyr Night? Because Guy Fawkes is a great martyr.
Yeah, well, yeah, right. Yeah, for the Jesuits. But you see, I tell you, you keep pretending you're not a Catholic, but you keep proving you are. But we used to use like mortars and things. You used to be throwing, like fire, the little cherry bombs and stuff. You'd be throwing them like grenades, and you'd be firing rockets.
We did that. We did that when we were older. And drunk. We go up to Washington, I never have gone up to Washington to the Indian reservation.
Used air rifles
and gotten the good fireworks. The fireworks that aren't for sale in Oregon. But I've never held a whole box of these rocket things that fly at people and pointed it at my good buddy. And
well, no. You put what? I didn't say an entire packet at one person. I'm saying that
we had a whole brick.
a piece of drain pipe or whatever.
No, because these things don't fly straight. So you stand in the very middle, and the whole brick will go off.
Exactly.
And right around them.
And you don't know where it's going to go. You could blow yourself up. You don't know. It's fucking hit or miss.
That's why you wear a cup.
Yeah, we had fun doing that, and we threw cherry bombs at each other, and we call them bangers, but you throw bangers at each other, and you shoot each other with air pistols and air rifles.
And MC, call off the SWAT team. I haven't gone to Washington lately. All right. God damn it.
All right, just this one time.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I'm not planning any trips to Washington. I'm just saying.
Hey, Jensen.
Hey, guys.
Where have you been hiding? Where have you been hiding?
Quip, hide the bombs.
Yeah. Don't say anything. We weren't talking about you. Don't worry.
It's cool, dude. I was just, as I said in chat, I used to make my own fireworks. They were interesting when I'd finished with them. Oh,
we used to do the same, mate. Yeah.
You didn't light half a field in Lebanon on fire, did you?
I neither confirm or deny.
Mate, it's okay because I've already admitted before that I blew up a small bridge.
Yeah,
and people keep justifying me. Yeah, but I did it.
I'm still pissed about that bridge.
But it was fine, right? It was good. It was safe because they actually helped the cows. It made sure they didn't get hurt.
Screw the cows. That bridge was a piece of history, and you just demolished it.
It was Victorian.
And now it is history. What's your problem?
Yes. There you go.
I didn't know you were Irish, Cabbage.
Recycle it. It was Victorian. It wasn't ancient.
If he was Irish, he wouldn't have blown it up. He'd have just freaking burnt it.
You can't burn stone. Well, I mean, you can kind of.
You can.
I guess.
You
can. Thermite, mate. That'll do it.
Thermite's a piece.
I know. I played with it.
We're okay. All right. Full disclosure: all jokes are jokes on the Redeye stream. We have never played with explosives, nor do we ever intend. And blowing up a bridge, come on, who's never joked about blowing up a bridge?
Oh, don't worry, we were demonetized 2 hours ago, 15 seconds into the stream.
Yeah.
If you haven't joked about London Bridge falling down, I don't know what the hell you're doing.
Wait a second. Would some people nowadays view that as grossly offensive? Because that's like a terrorist act.
Well, no. In actual fact, I think they think it was a positive thing. London Bridge is falling down.
Well, you just
I mean, they'd be happy
at
with
the
they'd be happy with Ring of Roses.
Scotland Yard. I mean, that could, if somebody like quotes that song, I mean, if they're putting folks in jail for quoting music lyrics, I mean, why stop where we're at? Go the whole way.
Well, why do you keep suggesting things that be done to people?
This is the problem, you see, and this is where, like 1984. But you do realize that, 1984 is no longer, fiction. They're using it as a manual. I mean, this is the problem. You make shit up, and then somebody takes it seriously.
Cabbage, are you saying that's why Count Dankula took down his stream last night? Because I super chatted him $10 saying, sorry, Dank, my Kickstarter to send 650 copies of 1984 to the House of Commons failed or was denied.
Well, who knows?
Oh, well, I'm going to take this moment. Please hit like and subscribe. And unlike memes, donate to my Patreon. It is on Mad Dodge Productions. And all you have to do is youtube.com/Mad Dodge Productions. It'll take you right there up at the top. I have my Minds account, Twitter, and everything else that you need to do.
Give him some shekels.
There you go. Don't be like memes and throw $10 out the window and have the stream completely shut down. I'll actually do something with it. Thank you very much.
Yeah, that's right. He can actually buy his children some shoes.
He's not buying shoes for his kids. He's going to buy beer.
No, I'm saving up for more RAM for the computer, so I don't have to
wife will buy him beer.
You see, he won't even buy his children shoes. Don't give him money.
Hey, Cabbage. What do you know, man? Now I have to edit
I
this.
didn't realize that Cabbage was trying to be a new age journalist now.
Hey, look,
Hey, I have free range.
Have you been taking lessons from Atticus Marion? Is that
no, Cabbage. I have free range children.
No, I got a Vox contract. It's written into it.
I see.
They carve their shoes. I have free range children, and they carve their shoes from the tall oaks out back in the wilderness of the Pacific Northwest. It's wonderful. We live off the land, and we still get Wi-Fi, so it's great.
You see, these poor kids are living off bark shoes. They have bark strapped to their feet. Give him money. He needs it.
I didn't realize that Mad Dodge was Dutch. Cars his children wooden shoes and sends them out there like those little cloggers. Click, 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 click. Or do you do the Japanese style where you just have a flat board with two pieces underneath and you make them wear sandals?
No, if nobody can guess, before you pick up the phone and call CPS, it's all jokes, people. And I get it. This is the internet. That has to be disclosed.
No, it's not. It's not a joke. These kids need help. They do. They really do.
This is not. No, this is not going to end up.
Cabbage is one of his children. He's hiding in his basement. He's crying. It's a cry for help.
No, no,
why
I'm
won't
not
you feed me, Daddy?
I'm not gonna have a Family Guy moment where pancakes equals crack. Okay, no.
No, syrup equals crack.
No, the reason he sounds so old, it's all the asbestos. You know, it's really gotten to him over the years.
What people don't know is Mad Dodge has recently started taking estrogen in order to try and actually nurse his child Cabbage at night.
I just need a teat. Just a teat. That's all I'm asking for.
Well, I mean, you got to shut him up somehow.
I'm sick of sucking on his dick. I'd rather have a teat.
Wait, Cabbage, you're getting Wi-Fi on your plane trip?
Oh dear.
Okay, we should probably end it while we're ahead.
When somebody think of the Cabbage.
Kick the baby.
No,
we're horrible people.
Oh my fucking god.
Oh, Kumite, eat your heart out.
Yeah,
I do have a question about that. What happened to the Kumite? And it went away. It came back. What's going on with that? Does anybody know?
It's on Andy Warstein's channel now. That's where they did it today. But no, I have a story about the baby Cabbage. So he was screaming one day, and I decided to take him to the Catholic church. And I told fucking Bob. I'm like, Father Bob, he won't stop crying. He hasn't been baptized yet. Can you just drown the little fucker? Cabbage gonna die. Oh, roboted. Damn it.
You roboted. You fucked up the punchline, mate.
It was going to be a joke. Now it's just a disappointment.
Yeah.
Cabbage being part of the Damien cult pretty much put a stop to it to make sure that he wasn't outed for the freaking demon child he is.
Okay, well, fuck the joke.
What?
The joke ain't gonna work. Anyway, you asked about the Kumite. I heard that it was gonna be canceled. They retracted that, and it's now on Andy Warski's channel. I don't know. I guess Warski dropped 5,000 subscribers within 48 hours of JF leaving. So maybe it's an attempt to kind of save his channel. I don't know. I'm not in that inner circle, and they probably don't like me. So I have no idea.
Well, I mean,
nobody cares either. It got boring after a while, to be honest with you. It was pretty repetitive. Just, how can we shit on this person? How can we shit pile somebody? That's really all it turned into.
Well,
Just a shit file.
Well, all the Redeye is how can you fuck with Mad Dodge? I mean, that seems to be working all right.
No, you whiny little bitch. Stop
Well, see, they're doing battle in a proverbial coliseum where people are throwing them lots of money. We're kind of doing like battle in like a back alley.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's about right.
This is a scuffle.
All right, well,
This is just scuffling.
if I break a 40 bottle, am I allowed to call in a nigga knife? No?
You can call it whatever you want.
Don't you fucking break me. You're not allowed to.
I'll bring out machete.
Yeah, of course you would.
See what happens when you don't have the scimitar available.
Yeah. You have to resort to the machete like every good Islamist. Yes.
Well, okay. I don't want to resort to this, but I'll grab the compound bow and a broadhead, and we'll see if I can shoot you or my foot. It's about 50-50.
You know, I still have.
I'm guessing you're gonna shoot yourself before you shoot me.
Well, I have to say, I'm still down with this. You know, Cabbage brings his longbow. I got my recurve, and you got your sorry excuse for a compound. Yeah. I'm down to do this still. You know, game on.
I could go with longbow. Yeah, I like the longbow.
He's been practicing since he was 12. Like every good archer at Agent Corps. You know, that's.
No, I will have to get my eye back in, but yeah, I could get back into that again. No problem.
Does everybody know who Larry Elder is?
No, I do not.
Larry
I
Elder,
know the name, but I don't know.
Larry Elder is an African American conservative pundit, right? And,
Oh no, that's not what
one of the
I was
people-
thinking about.
He's one of the people I follow on Twitter. He just put out just a picture that says, "That's okay. McCain won't be at Trump's funeral either." Like,
Ouch. Oh, that's a bitch.
Oh man, I was like, that's brutal, man.
That's harsh. That's harsh.
And this is the problem we've devolved into. Like that, if folks used to say that, like imagine if like the New York Times published something like that back in the day.
See, it's fine if it's like, shit talkers like us, doing this stuff. But, I mean, you don't want your leaders doing this. You don't. I mean, this is not
Cabbage, have you forgotten who the President of the United States is?
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what I'm saying. It should never have devolved into this,
I go back to the Pathfinder, Jon Stewart, when he went on to Tucker Carlson and another CNN dude, and he's just like, please stop. You're hurting the country. And that was 20 years ago.
We've got the same shit over here, mate.
Well, not as bad as Trump, but
but why aren't we stopping? We're doing the same thing again and again. We're expecting a different result.
Because it's entertainment. Because we are bored with our lives and we need entertainment. And it's like, well, Christ, if that's all we give them.
Yeah, let's fucking go colonize Mars or do something useful.
That would be a good idea. Yeah, well, then again, why did America cancel its, its intentions to go back and, do the moon colonizing? Because apparently that's been cut.
Came up with the idea.
Yes, we're gonna have bases on the moon. Yeah, but I mean, why not? I mean, if we're gonna do something, I mean, surely that's the easiest thing to do, isn't it?
Well, because nobody actually has to follow up. Which you just asked, why is it a bad idea?
Well, maybe you guys should
have. Embarrassing.
Maybe you guys should have voted for fucking Newt Gingrich, you fucking plebs.
Or maybe it's because we can't get out of the Van Allen belt. Maybe that's what it is, huh? Have you thought about that?
Got a lot of asteroids we can mine.
Maybe that moon landing wasn't all it was cracked up.
They could have a nuclear stunner.
Yeah, maybe Newt Gingrich is the fucking. He's not the savior we want, but he's the savior we need. You ever think about that, Cabbage?
Yeah, could be the case.
Well, see, I just thought he was trying to sell books, and that's why he bounced this check in the New Mexico primary.
Well, I would like to say that Donald Trump wants to make a space army, so he's on the same page.
No, you must be joking. No, he was the one who cancelled the idea for colonizing the moon.
He did.
The latest moon thing has been cancelled.
The moon thing, but he said that he wants a space military branch, and he wants to weaponize space. I mean,
space moon military. Well, no moon, but
no moon. Space. I didn't say moon.
Okay, just space. Right.
Twitter Twitter is more and more a dumpster fire every time I look at it. Okay, here's a tweet by somebody. All right, and the person is Miss Monica Lewinsky. Dear world, please don't invite me to an event, especially one about social change. And then after I've accepted, uninvite me because Bill Clinton then decided to attend.
Oh wow! That's a bird.
Did she get shut down?
No, tweet at Monica Lewinsky the hangout.
Holy
link.
shit!
No, I'm kidding.
That's freaky.
No, tweet her the link right now.
No.
That
why
is
not?
freaky.
No, she's a fellow Jew. I'm care to speak to her.
Fellow
No.
Jew. Well, can you give us some kind of, part of the Torah or something that, maybe she'll latch onto?
What? I thought she was from Queens. Maybe that was
Monica Lewinsky? She's from Thousand Oaks, California.
Yeah,
Thousand Island. She's a Thousand Island wrestling.
I didn't want to screw that up. I tried to remember what it was.
It is
Thousand
delicious,
Oaks.
man. I know it's hard.
But I think it's Thousand Oaks. I think that's where she's from. Thousand Oaks.
Well, she certainly ended up with a little sputum.
See now if we were going to go like the conspiracy theory route, what if the whole I did not have sexual relations with that woman was more along the lines to cover the fact that he actually got her pregnant?
Well, I mean, that wouldn't surprise me. I mean, there are allegations that he has a child out of wedlock with another female who just so happens to be of the African-American persuasion.
This is what I don't get, right? When women try to shame guys into, you've had more sex than you're allowed. It's like, yeah, hey, and why wouldn't you not have a smile on your face? I mean, it's not like it's a fucking surprise that men do these things. I mean, in France, you remember with who was the previous French president and the Sarkozy? Was it Sarkozy?
You're gonna love this. Here's another Twitter thing I found. Right. Here's an email from a Canadian, Michael Cohen, all right, to Stormy Daniels' lawyer, right? Subject: no connection with Michael Cohen, Trump's lawyer. Mr. Avante, it has come to my attention that you have cited a payment from actuarial partners to myself in connection with Stormy Daniels' affair. Please note that I am not the said Michael Cohen. I am a Canadian international consultant residing in Ottawa, Canada. The payment from actuarial partners was for a legitimate work performed on their behalf in respect to the project in Tanzania. I would greatly appreciate it if you were to correct this error forthwith and to make it known publicly that there is no connection between myself and actuarial partners and your action with the New York attorney, whom I share a name.
And by the way,
surely aware of this fact that it is an extremely common name, and I would request that you take care before involving innocent parties in with this sordid affair.
That is amazing.
P.S. Can you send her my number?
well, I mean, his correspondence is attached, so I mean, maybe that's inferred. But no, didn't Daniels' attorney? Didn't he have some things, and there were some questions about some things about and how he got them?
Well, yes. There's a lot of questions about where this information came from. And now that you
but who gives a shit? Look,
that's something very important to find out what's going on. And actually, it looks like the Treasury Department has actually started an investigation because people.
It's a very American puritanical thing. This, I mean, nobody cares.
Well, then stay out of it, Cabbage.
If a guy gets his
always sticking their nose where it don't belong, let us kill ourselves, damn it. We don't need your freaking help. We haven't needed it for 200 years.
Hey, we've been lecturing
we're trying to help you.
Affairs for the past few years.
You only try to help the freaking Southerners, you bastard.
Well, yeah, but that's what we
thing I like about those assholes.
We support the underdog. We're always supporting the underdog.
No, they burnt the White House in 1812. The only redeeming quality is they tried to help the South. Leave them alone. Fuck off,
Cabbage is even like, oh, we don't even remember burning down the White House. Yeah, we were out drunk, whatever. This shit happened. We were fighting those wars. He just plays it on. It's like, oh, ain't no thing. It's like, you burnt down the place where George Washington fucking stayed.
Well, no, that's great.
It was
great
you know,
anyway,
what was that?
right,
1813. It was basically yesterday. So
No,
you know, let bygones be bygones.
Well, no, what White House is green? I mean, come on, White House, my ass. You didn't burn it.
Well, the reason it's white is because they had to fucking whitewash it to hide the, you know, the burn stains.
Oh
God.
Okay, now that's a little
To be
harsh.
fair, Surf Pro was cheaper back
It's
then.
true.
I really enjoy the fact that you're trying to defend burning down the White House, Cabbage. I have to say.
Yeah, well, you know, I mean, you had it coming, do you? A little bit uppity.
You're literally playing it off like you were there. You were out drinking.
Yeah.
You lit up a cigarette. You took
I
a
was
leak in the
there
corner
in
of the Oval
spirit.
Office. You put it on the drapes and stumbled out the window. It's like, oh no, it's just a night of good fun.
I was there in spirit.
To be fair, they let Mrs. Madison take the George Washington portrait out of there. She escaped 2 hours before they burnt the fucker down. Like, she barely made it out of there.
Conspiracy.
Oh, she didn't just steal it? I'm like, oh, so there's historical precedent for taking shit out of the White House.
Yeah.
No, she was trying to protect the son of a bitch.
Oh,
man.
good for her.
Well, that's
I
what
know
she
it's not a book
claims.
down.
I mean, that's an easy defense,
Cabbage
isn't
was
it?
going to burn it. You know, Cabbage would have been like, oh, George Washington, fuck this
I
cunt.
think 40 had a breaking bulletin or insight.
Hey, mate, I told you, I thought the Americans rebelling was perfectly reasonable. I don't think that they, you know, that anyone who is reasonable could deny it. I mean, you know, you got pushed to the point,
And
like
if you
we
were,
did,
and if you were in British military back then, you still would have shot at us.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose they'll be paid to. You know, you're gonna get your, you're gonna get your bread and butter.
Nothing better to do.
Yeah.
Sail across the ocean, take a couple of shots at some.
Hey,
I wonder.
I'm here.
I
What
wonder
the fuck else am I gonna do? There's pot shots, and I've decided that or possum.
I wonder if
So, I mean, you may as well.
I wonder if one of my ancestors shot at one of Cabbage's ancestors or attacked them with a sword or something. Since my surname is Irish, I'm sure the Irish fought with his family. Yeah.
Yeah, but no, I know if it was an Irish family, that probably happened back in about the 1500s. That was way earlier.
That's not what happened. One of Cabbage's ancestors was up there going, come on, little Johnny, here's the potato. Oh, Johnny, too bad.
You're such a dick, MC.
You got it on a stick. Come on, you little donkey. Come on, donkey.
Yeah.
You see, we wouldn't even give them a carrot. We just had to torn them with potatoes.
It's real simple.
You see, impressment
in Ireland work like this. Just come on, get the potato, throw it in the hole. Okay, we got two.
Hey, I'll have you know.
Okay, now we
I'll
can
have
build
you
a canal.
know. I'll have you know that the Irish conquered all the Scottish kings, really Irish kings, really. Ireland had already spread into Scotland at that point when Scotland was actually being formed. They were all pretty much Irish. But anyway.
No,
the voice of God is in here,
they weren't. They were Celtic. But they were Anglo. I mean, that's the point.
Even Robert the Bruce, his mother was Irish. But anyway.
Well, you know, you don't have to hold that against him.
Oh, God.
Why are you being mean? That just seems unreasonable now. You're
awful.
being nasty for no reason.
I mean, you're talking about holding potatoes in front of Irish people. I mean, is it unfair that I imagine like what was the British was it like General Howe or General Ho, something like that?
Yeah, General. Well, Yeah, there was a
You're
Hal.
talking about the
H-O-W,
asshole. Yeah, Hal that lost
H-O-W-E,
that
yeah.
fucking
What was it? Oh, fuck.
the one that got surrounded and
I think so. It's like, but is awful that I imagine him riding an Irishman into battle rather than a horse, you know, with a potato just dangling over the front. You know, oh god,
mush.
Oh Jesus, man.
Somebody is echoing. Who's echoing? MC, you're echoing, mate.
Oh, that's Jensen.
Jensen, so you're echoing, dude.
You scared me there for a second. I was like, how the hell am I echoing? I'm on freaking.
No, sorry. False accusation.
Well, it is funny, I suppose.
Scared me.
Now, when voice listens back to it, we'll have to hear the joke multiple times. Yeah.
False accusation. See, it's happening again.
Jensen, fix your mic, man.
Scared me. No, when voice listens
That's
back.
not good. Okay, so where were we? Yes, Irish people and potatoes.
Yeah. Oh god.
Burning down the White House, of course.
This is what happens to
always
Mad
a
Dodge
problem.
your stream when you let me on, and I'm just in that kind of a day. It's just been that kind of a day for me.
Down the White House.
This is what happens
Oh, yeah.
to Mad Dodge your stream when you let me on. There is a massive delay.
Jensen,
oh
shit.
Jensen, I know
Fuck's
you're
sake, Jensen.
You can't be me.
No,
my
Jensen.
When you let me on.
No, dude, mute your you're watching the stream, mute it. Or leave, I guess. But that's all you have to do is mute the stream. It's playing back.
Yeah.
That's why I have the stream muted. Yeah, so I can keep up with the chat, but
Or just put your headphones on, that's all you need. Just headphones. You'll be fine. Oh geez, he left. All he had to do was put his headphones on.
He
Yeah, but
might
he was
not know
fine.
it was
Yeah,
like-
but he was fine for like a good long time. There we go. He's back. Good.
Any better?
I hope so. If you can keep your headphones on.
Okay, sorry about that. I must have hit a button. My apologies.
all right, so
I hit the
Jensen.
button.
Oh, Jensen, I'm kind of out of news stories. I don't really want to end it yet. You got any conspiracies that you want to throw out there?
Ah, yes.
Oh god. Okay.
Way.
Well.
And if it's flat Earth, I am going to personally find you and kill you.
Oh.
You do know that, right?
Right. Oh.
I am going to hunt you down, and I will. You will not want to know the ways in which I will kill you.
Well, first off, there is no such thing as a flat Earth.
Thank you. Good. Okay, you're good to go.
No.
So what have you got?
Is inside a Dyson sphere. Okay.
Dyson sphere. Okay.
Oh.
Now I'm sorry, but you're not making things easy for me.
No, seriously, the flat Earth thing is the biggest pile of bollocks I've heard in a very, very long time. It's not even funny anymore. It's actually got that bad, in my opinion.
It really is. I couldn't agree with you more.
So I have to admit, it is hilarious as hell when Ogre goes on one of his "The Earth is flat" rants. They are just beyond ridiculous. I just sit there with my head in my hands going, what the unholy fuck?
Yeah, but you know that the people don't even believe what they're saying. They're just doing it for, shits and giggles. But the trouble is they don't realize that other people might listen to it and believe their bullshit. And unfortunately, people do. And that's how you end up with these crazy freaks on the internet. So anyway, which crazy freaks have you been listening to recently? And what would you like to share with us?
Okay.
Conspiracies.
It's Quinspiracy, thank you. Right. I've done the one about the chartreuse as a colour, haven't I? Yes. I've told you a lot about that. Oh my god, I haven't. Okay. Assuming
chartreuse is a drink, isn't it? I thought chartreuse was a drink.
the drink was named after it. Okay, all right. I'll do the chartreuse thing. Just see how this goes as a basic.
Okay.
There is a color out there called chartreuse. Now, the Mandela theory on that is that there is a large group of people, and funny enough, I'm one of them, that believes chartreuse is a sort of a pinky purple color. But recently, it is now being defined as a lime green. What do you guys, has any of you guys ever heard of chartreuse?
Chartreuse has always been purple. I mean, that's just what it is. That's what makes it what it is. If it's not purple, it's not chartreuse. Maybe they're just trying to make a cheap version of it, so they need to make it lime green because they can't afford
No.
the original
thing, mate. Seriously, right now, Google the color chartreuse and you will see lime fucking green, even though I have always known it as a sort of pinky purple.
It's always been. I've seen it. I mean, I've never drank the bloody stuff, but I've seen it in girls' drinks. You know, pint for the man, then fruit-based cocktail for the lady.
Oh God! Jesus, that guy is awesome. Actually, do any of you Americans actually know of what's his fucking name?
Oh, you mean the landlord?
Yeah, the landlord.
Yeah. Oh,
Al
God.
something, in it.
Yeah. Yeah. Al. Oh shit.
Yeah, I just keep thinking Al Bundy. I know it's not that.
It's not Al Bundy. No, it is. It's. Oh God.
That's going to annoy me. Anyway, but going back to my point, Cabbage knows it as a sort of a pinky purple color for chartreuse. What about you, American types? What do you know chartreuse as a color?
I just knew it was something green.
They don't know.
You saying green?
Yes, some kind of green, not lime green. But I always heard it was some color green because I've actually tried to Google chartreuse to find out just what the hell shade this is because I've heard it many times as well, and I've never been able to get anything consistent aside from it's something to do with green.
Just a second.
I think it's
just a second. 40 ounce has to bounce, and he wants to say something real quick. Go ahead, dude.
Okay, first of all, I don't know what kind of fucking gaylords you guys are. I've never heard of chartreuse. It's green, it's purple, it's not salmon. Okay, it's fucking pink. Second of all, also, I'm not sure.
I don't know how I take to being lectured by someone from California.
You know what? Well, you know what?
Especially
get in your circle where the girl sits up there and hands you the penis.
I'll have you know. I'll have you know.
I'll tell you what. If you want to get laid in California, you need to know what chartreuse is.
Okay, well, I'll have you know, I am the only Californian that doesn't have AIDS yet. It's only because I'm broadcasting to you from my basement. I'm quarantined.
Glad to know you said yet.
Also, tomorrow at the same time, 3 p.m., I'm going to be having a debate with Owen McDonald, who's a self-professed socialist, Marxist, feminist.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it'll be on his channel, so I'll be putting out a quick announcement before then on mine. I'll also be throwing it in our Discord, so you should totally join our Discord. And...
Totally.
Yeah.
You gotta totally do it, man.
Yeah, maybe you guys should join the chat and troll a little bit, because I think you would love that. I think he would welcome you guys because he's a very tolerant individual.
Yeah. No, it's a train crash waiting to happen.
Oh yeah. No, ever since my little
I don't know. It depends. I mean, how liberal are you going to be with him?
I don't know. It depends on what he says. It depends on whether I agree with him or not. Probably not.
On how he fluffs you. And basically, what you're saying, he's your fluffer.
I'm saying he's my air stewardess, I suppose.
Yeah. Why do I get the feeling that you're going to try and take freaking debating advice from Mad Dodge and get clubbed like a baby seal?
I'm not. No. I will go in there, and if I disagree, I will disagree.
I disagree.
Yes.
Look,
I spit in his general
look,
direction.
you need backup. You know where I am.
Nah, it's all good. But yeah, I have to eat some dinner and then.
So how did you contact this guy Owen?
A while I found his when was it? I found his YouTube channel a while back, and I made a response video to one of his videos. However, I decided that I was going to actually reach out to him and kind of try my hand with him because I kind of
reach out to him and try your hand.
Yes,
this sounds very sexual. You're a dirty man.
It is very sexual. Well, I have to admit
he missed his chance of he missed his chance in the penis circle.
Yes, I missed my chance. I missed my chance in the penis circle, and after debating Nachi, I was quite erect, so I wanted to. No, I actually.
You like a good hood, do you?
Oh,
is that what it is? It's the hooding.
Yes, the thrill.
Speaking of which, at some point I'm supposed to actually have a talk online with Nachi about the military. Should be interesting.
Ooh, yes.
Yeah, well, do make sure that you know what his safe word is.
Oh Jesus! All right, but I have to take off, guys. So I will see you tomorrow, maybe, most likely.
Look after yourself, mate.
Good luck, man.
So. Yeah,
thank you.
Be happy, dude.
Break a leg.
Yeah,
as happy as I can in California. Yes.
Yeah. Now just fuck off because we're bored with you. You're not leaving quick enough.
Well, all right. Go fuck.
You're hanging around, you see.
Yeah, teetotaling bitch. All right, see you later.
Yeah.
By the way, thank you to Moz. He told us the name was Al Murray for the landlord.
Yes, Al Murray. Thank you. Good man.
Wait, you're gonna let that slide? He called you a teetotaling bitch and then dropped the mic. Come on, Cabbage. You gotta have something.
What, he called me that? Did he?
Yeah.
Really? Well, I can prove him wrong on so many levels. I mean, I don't have to tell him. I can demonstrate it. It's demonstrably false.
Yeah, fair enough. I would not call you a teetotaler. That's like calling me a teetotaler. I don't even drink iced tea, all right? I drink beer, water.
It's like calling you
and you claim Southern heritage. Right.
Well, okay, I'll drink some iced tea with some whiskey in it, all right? And I love the hell out of lemonade. I'm just saying, lemonade is good shit.
Yeah, okay.
I even have my own brand of lemonade, Simply Lemonade. It's like
it's not
lemonade. Yeah, I've heard.
Yeah,
about
it's
that.
it's not from concentrate. It's like squeezed fucking lemonade. It's good shit.
Squeezed, yeah. You know what that is? That's called micturation. You know what micturation is? There are people who do that.
Yeah, shut up, Cabbage.
You're drinking your own urine.
What? It's not urinade, it's lemonade. There's a difference.
Okay. Have you ever seen the Reburger? Yeah. You wait, it's coming to a town near you.
Yeah, Mad Dodge and lemonade, or is that like recycled beer?
No. I like lemonade. Is it hard to believe I drink something other than beer? God damn.
Yeah, basically, look, because you piss on a lemon doesn't make it lemonade.
Oh, dude.
See, this is what happens when 40 ounce leaves. It just leaves us with Mad Dodge to pick on. We can't just pick on 40 anymore.
Actually, Paul left a little message in the chat. Tell Cabbage he's gay.
Cabbage, you're
Who
gay.
says that?
That's
I'm
Paul.
gay, am I?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that changed my life. Holy shit, I never knew. Damn it.
How did you not
I'm
know?
going to have to rethink my entire future. I don't know.
Boarding school? How did you not know you were gay? Like,
I know. You thought I'd have worked it out back then, right? It's a late realization now. And it took somebody I don't know to tell me that.
Yeah,
wow.
Probably Ellen.
You know, I can imagine though when I see Cabbage at boarding school. For some reason, I see
Why do you have a picture of Cabbage at boarding school?
No, my picture of Cabbage at boarding school is like
that is a
fucking
disturbing concept.
Ron Weasley. I mean, it'd be
Well,
like
fuck
the
you.
Harry Potter fucking shit.
Well, it was actually like that because it was pretty goth. It was a gothic, you know, like building. It
Not far off, am I there?
Nah, not too far. Yeah, well, you know, but we didn't have moving staircases.
Wait, no, or would you have been more like that prick, fucking Draco? Yeah, you'd be more like him.
You know, depends on the day. Pick the right day.
Yeah, I think Cabbage would definitely be in Slytherin. I'm just throwing that out there.
You're such a twat.
Actually, I took the test, and yeah, I ended up as Slytherin as well. So
did you? Well,
yes.
Apparently, I'm in good company, and you have the Raven logo too, so that makes sense.
Gryffindor, motherfucker. No,
Gryffindor pluses.
Gryffindor are the SJWs of the whole thing. You know that, right?
Very true.
How are they SJWs? They make fun of that little girl the whole time.
Are you shitting me? Oh yeah, but then they have to be hypersensitive later, don't they? You know,
Wait, how did we devolve?
Sorry.
No, the Harry Potter is my fault. Moving on.
If it was Slytherin, it would have turned into a porn film.
Definitely moving on.
Oh dear.
Okay, so Jensen.
Yes.
Nessie. A fake wooden thing in the middle of a lake that they took a picture of to make it look bigger and it's totally false, or a regional mythology that's built over hundreds of years, if not 1,000, and maybe there's actually something there to it.
Look, if there was, it wouldn't have lasted this long. It needs to breed, and there would be babies and things like that. It's bullshit. It has to be bullshit, you know, because nothing is going to be that big. I mean, it has to breed with something.
Trans-dimensional entity.
Oh, yeah. It's, oh, Jesus. Oh, you really got... Oh, Jensen. I didn't think you wanted
conspiracy. There you go.
No, I'm digging it. I love it. I love it. It's brilliant. It's.
And in answer to the question, actually both. I reckon it probably was a mythology from however bloody long ago, but some lunatic drunken asshole decided he'd make a model of it to try and up the visitors and stuff like that. That's the only reason it's become as famous as it is, to be honest.
Well, there was one in America that did that. They went out and made this enormous model and floated it around. And even though when people even got, it was proven it was a fake, then it still turned into, a sideshow. People still wanted to go there because, they created the allure, I guess.
Yeah.
People are stupid.
Humanity wants to be entertained and will accept pretty much any bollocks that looks good. That's kind of half the problem.
Yeah, that's true. Well, we do want to be deluded. That's why we watch films, I guess.
Fuck film.
We need fantasy,
Yes. No, that is true.
We crave fantasy.
It's our escapism.
Okay, here's another one. I'll go the quick route here. We'll just pop through a few before we wrap the show up. Okay. So outside of Nice, France, and yeah, I suck with pronunciation, so fuck off.
Just so you know.
Yeah, Nice, whatever.
Nice.
I'll talk about the werewolf epidemic that happened there.
Yeah, of course.
Was that just a wolf pack? Was that a serial killer, or was that a goddamn werewolf?
Well, again, we can go through that answer, unfortunately, as possibly a couple of them. After all, we have no proof of werewolves. That doesn't mean they don't exist. It's just we haven't caught.
No, but also not having seen one doesn't mean they do exist. Okay, so that same argument works in reverse.
I can kind of pop that one with one simple thing. 2,000 odd years ago, some dude was meant to have walked on water and fed fuckloads of people.
Yes, but like I said, that doesn't prove anything because nobody's ever shown that it happened. So it's still, you know, like I said, you can invert the argument. We haven't seen it, therefore, like the Sasquatch, you know, the Bigfoot.
Oh, yes.
Well, we haven't found one, but that doesn't mean there isn't one. But with the fact we haven't seen one actually means there isn't really one.
You just changed the parameters, all right? You went from...
I didn't. No. I just reversed the parameters. No, I just inverted them.
You went from you haven't seen it to you haven't captured it. Plenty of people have seen Bigfoot.
No, they haven't. You got, you know, some dude wandering around in a field in a, you know, in a
no, there's a report along I-5 just outside of Portland where a Bigfoot was running down the goddamn highway.
Okay, once again, I will point out that these.
But I want to talk about the werewolf.
You have to reproduce, and they would have to.
I want to talk about
the same thing with werewolves.
I want to talk about
same
the
thing
werewolf.
With werewolves, same argument.
No, I want to talk about that though because there was a History Channel thing that went in depth into it. And people were citing this.
It went in depth into it. Hang on. Which TV channel was this?
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. You heard me say which one. Fair enough. I'll go to Quinn. He's more receptive. Quinn.
Oh, you dick.
So, okay, no. History Channel went a little bit more into the story of it. And there was multiple sightings of this quote unquote werewolf. And there was multiple dead people. The people did die and they were partially eaten. Now, whether it was from a wolf pack or some crazed man, we don't know, or even a werewolf. Right, what say you? I mean,
werewolf.
Can you be able to distinguish the teeth marks? I mean, it wouldn't be too
difficult. Give me a description of it first. What descriptions do they actually give of this werewolf? I noticed.
Oh no! Don't ask specifics.
No,
that's the problem. You do that, then it all falls apart.
No, actually, fuck off. I was loading a dick. I was a little preoccupied.
A werewolf. Everyone thinks of a werewolf as a man.
No. This was an oversized wolf that they saw, and then they later saw a man completely naked wandering the woods or some random weird shit like that. So it was just an oversized, what you would want to call like a dire wolf, in wolf form.
Hold up.
Dire wolf. No, yeah, right. Like somebody bought a monster manual. Yeah. Fucking hell.
No, guys. First of all, the oversized wolf form of the werewolf is called a hispo, just so you know. HISPO, just in case you want to ever look it up. So the hispo, i.e. the dire wolf, if that is okay, MC's died. I think he's just sick of the idea of werewolves. But let's assume.
No, he's loading his bottle.
All right. Let's assume such things could exist. The problem is the shape-shifting of the human form isn't the easiest thing in the fucking world to do. I'm willing to accept...
Well, it's not going to happen, is it? No, it's physically impossible.
Maybe it is.
You can't reconstruct your body, you know.
You explain the different myths from different cultures. You have the same wolfman type myths from Native American cultures who are separated by a vast ocean.
And they
no connection
are about,
to the outside world.
But they're about people who go fucking nuts and just, you know, I mean, there are people who
they have literal shapeshifter stories in the Native American tradition.
Look, you know where the vampire came from? The vampire thing never existed until Mary Shelley. You know, was it Mary Shelley? Who was the one who did...
vampire.
Bram Stoker, anyway.
No,
Right.
the Romanian vampire craze happened well before Bram Stoker. They were nailing people's bodies to the ground.
Not in the way that people are talking about it now. The idea that people would take blood, that goes back a long time. You know, like way longer before. It's got nothing to do with like the vampires that we perceive now. It's got fuck all to do with Bram Stoker and his bullshit. And Mary Shelley with with Frankenstein and things. I mean, people gotta really get a grip on some some semblance of fucking reality.
I think Cabbage is a little bit off here on the time frame of the vampire myth. But Jensen, you tried to butt in a couple times. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I'm about to pop Cabbage bubble on this one. What about the Asian vampires that have been going around in stories since? Oh yeah, pretty much at the moment we bastard.
But like I said, but they were never seen in the way that they're presented now, right? I mean, if you look at say the tribal, the people who in Africa, they've got the camels and stuff, and they actually drink the blood of the camel because that's the way that they can eat, right? And so there are people who've done that. You actually eat from the blood of the other people, and they make a porridge out of it, right? That's not anything new, but that's not the vampire the law of the vampire law that was established. That was created by Bram Stoker.
Okay.
It has no relevance whatsoever to anything that got before it.
Well, let's just for the hell of it pretend that the possibility of vampires could exist. Just for the sheer hell of it. Okay. Now, would you,
like I said, that would be no different than a guy cutting somebody's jugular vein and draining them and drinking their blood. Like it was in Dawn of like one of the old Amityville horror movies and stuff. But that has no relevance to anything in terms of the because the religion got attached to the whole vampire thing, right? It was all about religion. The cross is going to get rid of you, and there's a lot more attached to vampirism than there is about and the idea that people actually might have been I mean, we know people have been cannibals before.
Oh yeah.
So that's no big surprise. So the idea that people might have actually drunk other people's blood, well, could have happened. Pretty gross. I wouldn't want to do it. But then again, I wouldn't want to drink camel's blood, mixed with its milk either.
I don't disagree with your argument about the modern vampires, but here's the point. If vampires existed and if they had society, would they not possibly consider creating, and unfortunately I'm going to use this term.
Oh my God. You've been watching Sanctuary, haven't you? This is like the Sanctuary.
Oh, I don't watch that shit. That's
rubbish. Well, you must have done, otherwise you wouldn't know about it. You wouldn't know it was shit to tell me it's shit.
Oh, I will admit, I watched about 15 minutes of the first episode and went, what the crap is this? And gave up on it straight the fuck away. Okay? But the point is if we allow for the possibility of vampires, now I'm not talking the Bram Stoker ones, I'm talking old style vampirism. Would they not have created their own culture as they are their own race? Yes or no?
Oh, I'm not saying that there aren't people who might think that there's something to be got out of it. Like I said, I mean, you could use it as a ceremonial thing or, whatever to reinforce your personal identity, self-identity.
And to be honest,
I mean, that's possible, but anything's possible. It's like, is it possible I'm going to get laid by Scarlett Johansson tomorrow? It's technically possible. It's highly unlikely.
Well, she did message me and ask for your address, but I don't want to bring that up. But
that's okay. Yeah, but I won't dox myself.
Good plan. Good plan.
Even for her.
So vampirism vampires as we see them nowadays, no, I don't believe such a thing exists. And the whole shape-shifting into animals and bats and whatnot, no. But please remember that back in the day, people would drink blood and eat the flesh of their enemies, believing that they got something from it, which is where the original...
Well, yeah, Africans do that now. People, they do that today. That's what Africans do. You know, they believe if they eat the heart of their enemy, that they are going to gain the power of their enemy. I mean, that's well known. I mean, you know, like voodoo. You know, that still exists.
Oh yeah, voodoo's its own whole fucking world of piss take.
Yeah, but I mean, that's, you know, it's only the same thing. I mean, it's still nonsense. I mean, people can believe in it, but does it make it valid? I'm sorry, I don't understand. Are you trying to validate it? I don't know what your point is. Are you validating the idea that, you know, vampires exist? Yeah, there may be some nutters that are out there, you know, cutting people's jugular veins or cutting their wrists or whatever. There's plenty of children who cut themselves, you know. Yeah, I'm sure that exists, but I mean, is that's not vampirism? Because when most people think of vampirism, they are thinking of Bram Stoker, and they are thinking of Dracula, you know, and they're, you know, Van Helsing, and all the other stuff. That's what they're thinking of.
I completely agree. The modern Western vampire, which is pretty much the Bram Stoker class vampire, is more than likely, in fact, pretty much without question, probably a load of rubbish. Okay, but supernatural vampires, that really boils down to whether or not you believe in the supernatural.
Well, I don't.
Okay,
so
no, that's easy.
That's where we walk aside, I guess.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know, if someone can show me it, I mean, I am more than happy to see, you know, to have my my beliefs, you know, fractured, but it's never happened. And I was into numerology. I went through the whole hippie phase when I was a student. Yeah, I even went, you know, Glastonbury. I had great sex on the side of Glastonbury tour. You know, I've been through the spectrum of this stuff, but I've never seen anything that made me actually believe any of the nonsense that I was being taught. Hell, I even got into Christology. Well, anyway, growing crystals.
Yeah. No, okay, that's fair. The thing is,
I had a moonstone in a little fucking pouch. I had a moonstone in a little pouch around my neck when I was a student. I was that fucking hippie.
Would you voluntarily offer your own blood if that meant proof to you?
What do you mean? What? If it meant proof to me? Proof
to
me of what?
You are saying that it's not that you refuse to believe in vampires, it's just you haven't seen them yet. Yes?
Well, I've seen no evidence of any reality because I don't, you know, the concept only really came
Real quick, my son got home, so I missed a part of that because he had a bad report card, had to do that. But what part of vampire are you talking about, though, Quinn? Are you saying if he is bitten and then feeds off the vampire, will he live forever? Is he willing to try that? Or just let the vampire feed? Because there's a lot of people in America who believe they're vampires, and they actually do feed off of each other, but it doesn't really do anything. You know what I mean?
Well, no, apart from, no, it does. It probably gives them hepatitis.
Yeah.
Probably what it does. But no, I don't get the question either. If I gave my blood, what would that mean? I don't understand how that would help anything.
Well, without being rude, if you shut up for 30 seconds, I'll actually try and explain. Okay.
Ooh, feisty.
Yes. Right. If it was possible for me to acquire a vampire, a real vampire, with the full extending fangs, so you see normal mouth, fangs extend, would you voluntarily let it drink from you as part of the proof?
What do you mean? Well, yeah. Well, no, I wouldn't let it do that, but I'd be interested to see it happen. I'd be game for the event, but I wouldn't want it to fucking bite me. No, why?
Why not?
Well,
why would I want
Jensen,
it to?
Jensen,
Why-
if
why-
I can
why?
live forever, if I can live forever as a result, I'd be down for this experiment. But I want to live forever.
No, he didn't include that part in it. He just said if I can bring you this person, then they can, like do the change, like the Lost Boys or something. Then is that gonna? Well, I mean, that would definitely convince me that there is a fucking, there is such a thing as a vampire. Yeah, that would convince me.
Okay.
But does it mean I want to be one? Then no, that's a very different question. You convince me there are such things as vampires, but you would not convince me to want to be one. It doesn't help your argument.
No. Why? Why would you not
Why?
want to be a vampire?
Why would I want to be one? What is it about you that thinks it's so important to be a vampire?
Oh, no.
Ask yourself that question.
Oh, actually, I can answer that easy. I wouldn't. Personally, the idea of
Well, there you go. So why are you asking me about it? It seems pretty fucking obvious.
Are we talking about interview? No, are we talking about interview with the vampires? Because I'm down with that. Live forever. Get to do whatever I want. Have unlimited knowledge.
See,
that'd be
Jensen,
fucking
I'm
great.
sorry. I know he's getting tweets and shit, and he's just trying to fucking wind me up or something because he can't. Because he's wrapping himself around his own finger, and somebody's doing it to him. I can't believe he's asking this himself.
Not
because it's nonsense.
I'd like it noted. I've never actually said I believe in them.
I didn't say that you did. Yeah,
okay,
I know. I'm saying, and the thing is, though, that at the end of the day, you're asking me questions, but you're not even willing to reflect on the same, question upon yourself. And it's why would I want to? And if you could show me a vampire who could convert himself like in front of me, and actually grow the teeth and do everything, then I would actually believe that a vampire exists. However, that doesn't mean I would want to be one. Why would I want to be one? Just because I know. It's like, well, if I saw, a South African, would I want to be one of those? No, because I've never met a nice one.
I saw that one coming, yes. Actually, the only reason I was
I mean, come on, you made it farcical, mate, so I had to finish it.
No, that's fair. But no, I would not want to be a vampire. Also, I would not want to be bitten by one of the sons of bitches. And Mad, you're not really thinking it through. Why the fuck would you actually want to live forever?
Hideous idea.
From here on in, you, as a libertarian, now has to feed off of other people. Remember that.
You become a parasite. You become effectively you become a tax system.
That's a total violation in the NAP. Huh?
Yeah, you become a taxation on the populace.
I just like the movie Interview with the Vampire. I didn't think that one through, huh?
But here's the thing, Mad. Just to throw this one to you. If you drink their blood but don't die from it, you become one of their ghouls, one of their blood pets. That would still give you the immortality while you was able to drink their blood, but you wouldn't need to feed off of other humans. You'd still, be fairly normal, kind of.
Yeah, you could suck a goat.
Okay. I'll pass.
Suck a goat today.
I'll pass on that.
In that case, by the same argument then, Mad, would you want to be a werewolf?
No, werewolves eat people and then they become people again. So that sounds like cannibalism. And I believe the werewolf actually was a metaphor for cannibalism. I probably think that's where it came from.
That's what I was saying earlier on, Matt. This is the whole point. They're all metaphors. It's got fuck all to do with reality. But people want to think that they're these fucking trans-dimensional creatures, like
Well,
like
see,
David Icke, who wants his
Cabbage.
trans-dimensional lizard people.
I see, Cabbage. This is why I don't think you're going to get the new show, because I want to roll with the satire and pretend it's real and roll with that premise, asshole.
Oh no, I'm good to go with that. Oh no, we already spoke with this stuff because yeah, I mean, I'm totally down with the Goon Show. Yeah, I mean, Jensen knows what I'm talking about. If it goes,
Oh,
Goon
yes,
Show,
I know.
it'll be hilarious. It'll be great.
Oh, and Jensen, it's a go. We're starting next week.
Oh,
Awesome. Oh, hold it. I want to clarify it. That's not this Friday. It's next Friday. Yeah.
Yeah. A
Yep.
week on Friday.
Yep.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Exactly.
I'm in.
Yeah, and everybody watching, we will have the real announcement this Friday. I'll tell you exactly what's going on.
And
but
by the way,
we'll be doing a new Redeye show starting next week,
I've got an intro for you as well. I've got it lined up. You're gonna fucking love it. Well, I hope you do. Maybe you won't. Who cares? But
Nice.
anyway, I've got one line that I think you'll find. Well, it should be funny. Well, Jensen,
but no, I don't want to go
Jensen,
into the.
Well, Jensen, here you go.
Yeah.
Ying tong, ying tong, ying tong, ying tong.
Ying tong, you lipo.
Oh, okay.
See, make that the intro. You see, that's the thing. That's what I was going to recommend, because that should be the intro to the show.
I got a weird urban legend that you guys might like. I think it's in Japan, right? This woman got her face all scarred up or whatever, and she hunts down children or men that have done something wrong to other women and goes, "Do you think I'm pretty?" or whatever. Have you heard that story, Jensen? You know what I'm talking about at all?
Actually, that rings bells.
Yeah.
Shit. I can't remember much about it, but I do know about that. I've heard of that thing.
Yeah, no, it's like, do I look pretty? And if you say yes, she slices up your face. If you say no, she just kills you.
Either way, you're pretty fucked. Then again, let's be honest.
Oh my God, this sounds like it's just another myth in the making, isn't it?
Yeah.
Come on.
You just got a whole bunch of crazy ass motherfuckers out there that like to hack each other to bloody pieces. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
No, and
I tell you what. How about a real one? How about this one? Jensen, you must know about this. Spring-heeled Jack.
Oh my God.
Did you say Spring-heeled Jack was a real one? Because
Spring-heeled Jack. Yeah, Spring-heeled Jack. Well, that was reported. I mean, you can get Victorian newspapers. You can see them in microfiche and stuff. Oh, that was an actual thing at the time. Oh, yeah. Nobody knew what was going on, and it was at the time of H.G. Wells and things, and a lot.
Was it a goblin?
Technological developments.
No. Like, what do you think about goblins?
Well,
and stuff like
people
that?
think that it was more of an automaton. It was more something that had an exoskeleton. That's what was reported. It was almost like like you see the things now with Boston Dynamics.
Well, what
That's
about
the weird thing about
Mothman then? There's a picture of Mothman. I don't think there's a real picture of Spring-heeled Jack.
Yeah, but Mothman couldn't jump over a building, right? Spring-heeled Jack.
Mothman just flew over bridges.
Well, he's a moth. What do you expect? He's just going.
It's not just that.
Sunny? Was it sunny on the other side?
He heard about Cabby and he's blowing up bridges, so he ain't walking over no fucking bridge anymore. That's what it is.
No, God, what? No, look, it was one time, and it was an isolated incident, and the bridge itself was unstable. Okay, so I wish we could put this to bed. All right, and the farmer didn't even mind we'd done it, so it was not even against the.
Oh, I would have been so pissed.
The owner.
You don't want to blow up my bridge. I would have been pissed.
Well, no, but the thing was, he was happy because he didn't want his cows ending up in the bloody, in the stream. So, it actually worked out for him too.
No, but if I had
everyone was a winner. Shut up. Everyone was a winner.
if I had a cool fucking bridge from like the 1700s,
It wasn't.
I would totally
it was
be
from
hanging.
the fucking Victorian times. I told you, it was no later than like the 1800s or something. It was like, you know, Victorian. It was nothing. It wasn't even old.
So you're not Mothra or Mothman, not Mothra.
No. No. God Almighty. Why do you want to chastise me so? I don't understand it. Stop it. It's unnecessary.
Oh, I'm
See,
the
now this is internet bullying. This is bullying. I need to get my internet bully thing on here. There must be an app somewhere. I can register it. I've been bullied.
That's what you need, an internet bully detector.
Mm. Well, that's what they
I
had.
thought I was a nice guy. No, good luck with that.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm
You
too
think
nice.
you're a nice guy. Yeah. You're not nice. You're hideous.
Oh,
damn. Damn.
Yeah.
And I thought we were friends.
Hey, look, you earned it. What you made happen. It's your own fault. You only have yourself to blame.
It's all right. The redcoats are coming. We're getting ready to shoot you. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, we're not stupid. We don't wear red anymore. Now you're fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you blend into the bushes and shit.
We know. We learned camouflage.
You guys are going around shooting stuff in red. Then all them guys in MAGA hats are well fucked.
Oh yes, that'd be so funny. Yeah. And that would make a meme.
To get back to what you said though, Cabbage, Vash in the chat, which welcome Vash. I've never seen you before. Welcome to Redeye Live.
Hey,
Spring-heeled Jack, wasn't that just another name for Jack the Ripper?
No.
Is that, well, Quinn said it was kind of called that. Is that true, Quinn?
It was. They tried to conflate the two, but they were two totally different, separate experiences because they happened at different places within the city. So, and they were at different times too. So, and Spring-heeled Jack, the thing that made him significant was, you know, the idea that he could just bounce up on the top of a building, right? And the weird thing was that when you hear the explanations or the descriptions of the person, they had an exoskeleton. It's almost like you see, like I said, Boston Dynamics. It's kind of weird that they were talking about this stuff. But when you go to H.G. Wells, you know, and the kind of tech that people were fucking around with back in the day, it could have been done, you know?
Steampunk.
Yeah. Serious. Yeah, I mean, proper hardcore steampunk. Yeah. I mean, old school. Old school steampunk. Seriously.
Think about it. It's not actually that unreasonable. At the end of the day, getting a pair of boots with steam projectors at the bottom to actually give you the extra lift would work. Though, I mean, at this point, just take it back to insanity. Could have been time travel, dude. Could have been time travel.
You know, well, no, I don't think it has to be time travel. I just think it's, you know, like some guy who, you know, who knew about some of the technology of the day. It's like now, you know, you can fuck with people. Well, you used to be able to fuck with people on the internet quite easily, you know. But I mean, in those days, yeah, you know, if you understood anything about technology, you could freak the shit out of people.
Well,
you know,
there is a saying about technology. Any technology that's significantly advanced.
That's right.
You know the full thing then.
Yep.
That's the point. What we would call magic, in like 100 years' time, we might be thinking, well, yeah, I'll give that to my kids to play with.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of want to.
Yeah. I mean, take an iPad to a fucking, you know, to a Neanderthal, see how that works. You know, that would freak the shit out of them. They'd have no idea.
Do you remember the conversation we had, Matt?
I mean, somebody back in the, you know, medieval times, anywhere. You know, if you went back, you'd be burnt at the stake.
Of course.
Okay, well, I have a question about Jack the Ripper, not necessarily Spring-heeled Jack. So I've seen a bunch of stuff about the Ripper. And what I found most convincing was, I don't remember her name, but it was an American crime author. She used to be a prosecutor. And she determined that she believes it was Walter Sickert, the famous painter. He painted the painting Jack the Ripper's room and other stuff like that. What do you guys think of that theory on who Jack the Ripper was? Or do you think it was Prince Albert or one of these other guys?
Apparently, and I don't know for definite about this, so don't try and pin me down on this, but apparently they've actually worked out who Jack the Ripper is.
That's right. Wasn't it a guy who was in Canada?
I remember her name. That way I could sound a little bit better. Patricia Cornwall. That's her name. That's the lady that wrote the book I'm talking about.
Well, she wouldn't have killed him, but no, the guy I think that you're talking about, Jensen, isn't that the guy who ended up? They traced him back to Canada.
I think so. Yes, that's
the guy. Yeah.
So we found him, maybe.
Possibly.
Well,
maybe.
really, because she pointed. I might have the book still on my bookshelf, but she pointed out a lot of facts saying Walter Sickert alluded to it. Around the times when the Ripper crime stopped, he moved out of the London area. He actually went to France or something like that for a while.
Yeah, that's right. And then he ended up in Canada. Yeah, this is a guy who ended up in Canada. And then I think they followed him down into... he ended up in America at some point. But he ended up getting... Yeah. But he got arrested, but nothing really happened. It was all a bit lackluster. I mean, it's really one of those sad, like lost stories.
So here's
Dr. Crippen, at least you get a decent ending, But Jack the Ripper, there's nothing.
Here's the for you with Jack the Ripper, though. The injuries he caused were actually remarkably surgical to the point.
No.
Sorry?
No, that's not true. That is not true. They were not surgical. Everyone made out the idea that these things were, so precise and everything. They weren't. They were pretty much slash and go, because they had to be because of the amount of time that the guy had to deal with it. No, if you see the autopsy photographs that were made at the time, the old Victorian slides.
Yep.
That was not. They were not fucking.
Was
surgical.
It Sally?
It could have been a butcher. It could have been anyone. I mean, all you have to do is slice somebody open and then just find the liver and cut it out.
Yeah, but was it Sally or I don't remember which victim it was, but the one where it was in her room. He actually removed organs completely, and it was surgical.
Yeah, it took a liver. That's what I mean. It took a liver and things, but it was not done surgically. It was done like a butcher. It had nothing to do with surgical precision. They always try to make out that it was, like it had to be a surgeon. But that's not the case. It could have been a butcher. It really could have been. I mean, anyone with any kind of, basic knowledge. I mean, maybe a couple of them were done with precision when they were started, because he was,
what about the night
or something?
But why would
not how it ended
here's
up.
the thing, though. Why would a serial killer, that one night when he had 2 victims in one night, and I believe it was Sally Fields I was talking about, but maybe I have a different murder case in my head. I tend to be one of those assholes that turn on a murder list thing and then go to bed. I know I'm weird, but whatever. My wife hates it.
Well, no, I can understand it. I can hear the children behind you. I can purely understand why you would want to murder children.
God damn it. But no, no, you totally blew me off track too. God damn it.
Wishful thinking.
Son of a bitch. No, okay, yeah, no. So he killed 2 people in one night. He got interrupted during the first kill. He only partially removed whatever organ he was going for at that point. But then he killed somebody in the same night. As a serial killer, though, why would you risk that exactly? Do you just are you that egotistical? Do you think you'll just get away with it no matter what? Because I don't. If you almost got caught, then wouldn't you want to go hide?
Mad.
Well, oddly enough, if you've already got one that, you know, if all the police are investigating one, don't forget this is the time when there was very few police, and they'd only just invented, you know, Scotland Yard. Police were in very short supply. So if all of them are at one place, then actually it's not that surprising you would do another one, because nobody's going to know it's happening, because all the police are in one, you know, one location. You know?
Well, no, and Quinn, go here in a second.
So, like, you know, you're just diverting resources.
Well, Vash says in the chat, the 2 victims in one night was to prove he was a real Ripper due to an imposter. To prove that he was legit killer and he wanted to the reputation. Yep. He wanted to rap points. And go ahead, Jensen. What do you say to that?
Well, also, of course, the letter that was sent in and the writing that was put on the wall, which said something about Jews, I believe, wasn't it?
Yep.
We Jews won't take the guilt, or we won't be responsible, or something.
I think that
very weird message.
No, I think that was written later to try and
no. That was written at the time, and they
arrested the Jewish butcher though, and they found him innocent. He had a rock solid alibi.
But that's what I mean. You know, it was but they had that. You know, that was also on the wall.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, I mean,
well, I know a little bit about the Ripper case.
What it was
I actually
about.
really like it. So yeah,
that's why it's like the JFK thing. You know, I mean, who done it? It's the ultimate who done it, and you'll never know because nobody can ever actually admit to it. There's nobody to charge.
I'm too young.
Well, who put oh damn it, I had it, but I can't remember. It's somebody shoved somebody into a fucking tree. Have you heard that story, Jensen? Who put
into a tree?
Oh,
actually, can I modify that? Have you heard about the person that they were cutting down a tree in that back garden and they found a mummified dog in the middle of the tree?
Oh yeah, that's because somebody planted a tree over the top of their dog. Yeah, I mean that. Yeah, but that's not unusual actually. That's not particularly unusual.
Kind of. I mean, could you imagine that you're cutting down the tree and you find a fucking mummified dog? That would do your head in.
It's not something. Well, it's certainly a surprise. That's for sure.
It's just, you know, there is some weird ass shit out there that.
Yeah, but that's because a lot of people, you know, like you bury you know, an animal. I mean, I want that when I die. I want you know, be planted. You know, plant me down and you know, turn me into a tree, whatever.
They plant.
You know, recycle me.
How strange.
Yeah. Just stick an acorn, you know, above me, and you know, see what happens. Yeah, fuck it. Recycling at its best.
True. You are, after all, good fertilizer.
Yeah.
Well,
right.
the human body. I don't want to specifically state you. It makes it sound like I'm trying to kill you off here. No. But the human body.
That's all right. You wouldn't be the first.
Oh, okay. Cool. That's permission. That's now recorded as permission.
Yeah. Yeah. You have permission. You didn't need it, but you got it.
So you were saying something about a person found in a tree. Tell me about this, Mad. This I've not heard of.
Yeah, this dog. The dog found in a tree.
No, I was wrong with the dog. Who was wrong with the person found in a tree?
Well, he said no. He said a dog. Did you say a person was found in a tree, mummified?
I was the one that said about the dog found in a tree, mummified. That's why I'm.
Yeah. Who put? I can't remember her name in the fucking. I'll look it up real quick. My son came back in, freaking out because his mom lectured him about his grades. Also, all she said is how disappointed she is, and I'm like, yeah, we're all disappointed.
That's all right. Yeah, well, let us loose on him. We'll give him some of the truth.
No. Even if he knew I said that, he'd be even more mad. Dad, you're live on air. How dare you talk about me? So, yeah. Anyway, go ahead and I'll look up that story I was talking about. Talk about that dog for a second.
The mummified dog, yeah.
Depressing. We kind of sort of finished the mummified dog thing, but in all fairness, there are a lot of stories out there that have too much basis in truth, and I don't know, it just makes you wonder how fucking crazy humans actually are. What do you think?
Well, I don't know. When you say humans are crazy, what's that beeping noise?
Actually, that's I've heard that.
When you say, yeah, it's a weird chirping noise going on, very high pitch. But well, I don't know. I mean, when you say how crazy people are as I don't know. You go back in history and you look. You know, you think about. You know, why do we have the observations of the stars? You know, how did people come up with Taurus or, you know, Leo or whatever? You know,
Well,
I mean, people had imaginations, you know?
That was quick.
They don't look anything like them.
Who put Bella in the witch elm? There, does that ring a bell?
You're going to have to say it again, because unfortunately it sort of went a bit weird.
Which?
Who put Bella in the witch elm?
Oh, actually, I have heard.
An elm tree.
Yeah. Remember that elm trees have a connection to witches and stuff like that.
Yeah, the elm trees. Yeah, that does ring a bell, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, elm has always been renowned with druidics and the like. Like I said, I spend my time down in South and Glastonbury, and you know, out in the playing my runes.
Well, no, my computer sucks when I do this, but I'll try. So, Who Put Bella in the Witch Elm is a graffiti which first appeared in 1944 following the 1943 disappearance of the skeletonized remains of a woman by 4 children inside a witch elm in Hagley Wood. Hagley, located in the estate of Hagley Hall in Worcestershire, England.
Worcestershire, just so you understand, so you know.
I thought I had it. You fucker.
Worcester. I'm not actually doing it to take the piss, mate. I'm actually doing it so as I know Americans have problems with some of the English names. It's just Worcestershire. It's nice and simple.
I had to explain this evening to somebody about Derbyshire is D-A and not D-E. You know, yeah, we don't pronounce things the way they're meant to be pronounced.
Yeah.
That's not how it happens.
Well, no, and the autopsy is
not your fault.
Okay, so they discovered it on the 18th of April, 1843. 4 local boys, Robert Hart, Thomas, whatever, it doesn't matter, were poaching. They actually admitted to poaching. That's interesting. In Hagley Wood, part of the Hagley estate belonging to Lord Cobham, near Witcherberry Hill, when they came across a large witch elm. Thinking it a good place to hunt birds' nests, farmer attempted to climb the tree and investigate. As he climbed, he glanced down into the hollow trunk and discovered a skull. At first, he believed it to be that of an animal. But after seeing human hair and teeth, he realized that, well, it was a person. So, yeah, the really weird part is the graffiti and all that after it was made public that it was found. People started putting graffiti, who put Bella in the witch elm, and stuff like that all over.
Why is it so surprising? Why do you think we have, you know, I mean, any of the monuments or, you know, Stonehenge? I mean, that's only another example of the same thing, really. You know, Stonehenge is just a, you know, broader example of people being weird. I mean, you know, you're going to give
think it was
a relevance
necessarily
to something.
Well, no, because the police gave relevance. They said it might be the killer.
It might give the killer up. What? Somebody who stuffed somebody in a tree? I don't think so.
But, I mean, no, you don't think so? What do you think, Quinn?
Well, like Cabby says, it could feasibly, though, I have to admit I'm a bit iffy on this. It could feasibly have been someone was buried under a tree grew through them, around them, stuff like that. Or, especially based on the fact that you described this hole suddenly, I'm assuming the guy didn't make the hole himself. He discovered the hole in the tree, yes? That's what you said?
Oh, yeah, the little kids climbed up there hunting for eggs at a bird nest. Yeah, and they discovered the hollow trunk and the body. Yeah.
Well, do they give any details about the body? Now, more important,
it was skeletonized. After
but was the body whole inside the tree, or was the body part of the tree? You know, had it been incorporated?
Okay. When police checked the trunk of the tree, they found an almost complete skeleton with a shoe, a gold wedding ring, and some fragments of clothing. The skull was valuable evidence in that it had still tufts of hair and had a clear dental pattern, i.e., it was missing some teeth. After further investigation, the remains of a hand were found some distance from the tree. Police could tell from the items found with the body that the woman had looked like, but with so many people reported missing during the war, records were too. So they're guessing during the beginning of the war she disappeared, and that's how
Sounds
did she
like
get?
Somebody just died during. Yeah, just the tree grew up, and she kind of became part of it.
To be honest,
it is freaky. It's freaky, but it's not that weird.
It could actually probably be explained nowadays if they could age type the bones and stuff and find out when they were from. Because after all, if the body was in the ground, say 300 years before that, because after all, gold doesn't exactly, decay. It's kind of one of its things.
Yeah, but you can't carbon date minerals. You can't carbon date elements, but you can. They have to use, say, something like the teeth. The teeth of the person would probably do it.
The teeth or the hair.
Yeah.
If we can carbon date it, then I could actually explain this probably a damn sight easier. So if the carbon dating says that the person was from, say, when was it found in the 40s, you said, yeah?
Even that's not even, you see, the trouble is,
yeah,
not even really.
It was found in 43. They said that she died in 41, which is weird because she was already skeletonized. And I'll be right back. I gotta step away for a second.
Yeah, no problem.
Go and chastise your children.
All right. Personally, everything about this sounds dodgy. I mean, we don't know if she was hacked up and shoved in the tree in parts. That's half the problem. Because there's no flesh.
No, and the thing is, like I said, was it part of the tree, or was it, like I said, if you had something like the dog, which it just becomes incorporated in a tree. Well, we planted a tree. Well, when our pet dog died, we planted a tree over the top of it. It was kind of like a celebration. It was like a memory of the dog.
50 to 100 years, someone may cut that down and find the dog inside the goddamn tree.
Exactly.
And freak people out.
Yeah, well, they'll find, the bones. I mean, that would be about all. It's going to be the calcium and things. It's not going to be it's not like when people say that they found a dog inside something. It's not like it's still got its friggin' hair on and everything.
True.
That thing's rotted well before then. So, I mean, that's the thing about this person. I mean, is this a person who's actually gone through? I mean, and the thing is, if you're finding it through a hole at the top of a hollow tree, which is again odd, and the head's popping out of the top, I don't know. I don't know. The thing just sounds like bollocks to me. It really does.
I would theorize that the person was murdered and the body dumped in the tree to hide it. That's what I would suggest logically. What do you think, Abby?
Well, it's possible, I suppose.
That seems the more logical answer given the information.
Yeah, but if it's if it's gone down to the point of you know, that level of you know, not erosion, but you know, decomposition. You'd think it's going to be a hell of a long time.
Oh yeah,
It's going to be a significant number of years.
Well, that's what I was saying. It's really weird that it was a couple years and already a skeleton. That would tell me that there was some kind of acid or something to expedite the process.
The acid would have killed the horse. Sorry, killed the horse. What the fuck? Killed the tree.
Either that or the skeleton was placed there at a later date. You know.
I don't know. It all sounds very dubious.
Oh, absolutely. And like we were just running through some weird conspiracy stuff. Like I said, guys, please like and subscribe. We're gonna have an announcement this Friday on the Redeye because we're changing up the Friday show. I'm gonna tell you what we're gonna be doing. I'm excited. It should be fun. I hope to see you guys on Friday. Any last thoughts, boys?
Yep, I just chucked something in the chat. Have a look at that and have a good chuckle. But apart from that, I'll see you guys on the next streaming. Have fun. Your turn,
Hallelujah. No, hallelujah. That's it.
All right. Well, this has been the Redeye Stream number 115. I hope you enjoyed it. Good night and good luck.